Happy Monday, guys. This is the intro for episode 5 of Outside the Party. My guest this week is the incredible Zain Ali. He's also a fellow stand-up comedian, and he has a great show, biweekly, I believe, Thursdays at Mum's the Word in Little Italy in Toronto. And the only thing I can say about him to introduce him is that he's probably one of the happiest guys I've ever met. Every time I've spent time with him, he's always got a smile on his face, and I greatly enjoyed getting the chance to get to know him better in this long form. And if you guys ever get a chance to see him in person, he has this presence on stage that just conveys pure joy and just takes you along the ride with him. So please enjoy episode 5 of Outside the Party with Zain Ali. Okay, so this is, we're talking. This is what's happening now.
Conversations.
Yes, we're going to say words, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah. So this is the podcast. Basically, the idea of it was I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions about what kind of kid you were in school and stuff.
Yeah.
See what type of person you are now, just by the way you talk and the way you tell stories. And then it's fun to go back and compare between the two, right? And just see what type of person that you end up becoming as a result of the things that happened, right? Because that's always the interesting things, the interesting stories and stuff.
This is like free therapy. I love
100%.
I can't afford you with therapy,
I am not at all. I am not at all qualified, but I'm going to.
Can I lie down on this midway through the podcast?
Get comfortable. Get comfortable.
Like, my dad left when I was 11. Yeah.
I just think that this week I'm just really feeling like
you're halfway through. You're like, well, I'm highly unqualified to be giving opinions.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think I know things, and therefore I'm going to talk like I do. But yeah, and so my guest this week is Zain Ali. Introduce yourself. Tell them. Give me like when people meet you for the first time. Say what you say.
I usually say, I'm Zain. Not the guy from One Direction, and then based on whether they laugh at that or not,
that's your tester?
I know how to assess the rest of the conversation. Yeah, because if they're like, "Oh, I love that guy," I'm like, "Oh, I can't fuck with you." Then.
Yeah. You gotta just check to see like if they giggle at that or if you get a smile. It's a good joke because it's like it's simple, it's silly, but like you can get a range of reactions off of
exactly,
it. And then that's a good like it's like dipping your toe in the pool. It's like what are we doing today?
It's just me being bitter. I always wanted to be like the first famous Zayn. I was like Billy Zane is last name, so I can deal with Billy Zane existing.
Yeah.
And then Zayn Ali came out here and killed the game, and I'm like, fuck this kid.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah. It's his jawline and hair. I feel like
it might be his overall what he is.
Yeah. That could be it. That could be it.
There's no flaws. I'm like,
all right, move this closer to you.
I'm the Zayn full with flaws, and he's the Zayn without him.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so
you a One Direction guy?
I mean, like, I played music for a long time, so like I can appreciate any music as long as it's played well.
Okay, what did you play?
Like I listen to everything, man. Like I'll listen to classical, I'll listen to country, I'll listen to the pop. I'll pick a playlist on Apple Podcast, Apple Music, and I'll just be like, let's see what we got. Yeah. Let it roll. It's like, oh, I like that one. I don't like that one as much, and then just.
That's brave, man.
Yeah, I mean, like. As long as it's played well, like you could usually tell in like the first like 30 seconds of a song, and then it's like no,
good quality. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I trust those Apple playlists.
I can't do that at all. I'm on the playlist I still listen to right now is called 2017 because that's how much I refuse to change. I just keep adding songs to 2017 playlist.
Right.
It's like 600 songs in. I'm like, I need to listen to music I know. It's weird.
Okay, so you basically you just have like a roster, and then you just add ones when new ones get drafted, right?
Yeah, like, I've got my own fantasy team going. You know, I can't play in the real league out here.
How do we count points? It's number of head bops. It's number of head bops.
That's too many trust issues to let someone else pick the playlist. You know, I'm like,
true. So that's indicative of your life, I guess. Since you just came right out and said it, just like, I have trust issues.
Yeah, that's definitely
early in the conversation.
Doesn't
4 minutes in.
Isn't that why Drake is so big? Like, doesn't everybody have trust issues?
Yeah, I only love my bed and my mama. Yeah. Right, that's the lyric because his son's middle name is my bed, right? I know music. I'm a student.
Drake's fans are the best, man. They stretch out so many like meanings he didn't intend into his music to make him seem like he's a lyrical genius.
Yeah, puts in more symbolism.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's not like when you ask him, it's just like, is this what you meant? And it's just like, yeah.
He meant Kiki as Kim Kardashian and because he had sex with her. I was like, what are you talking about? Kiki is probably just what rhymed with the next name he was going to say.
He probably worked backwards.
Yeah,
that was the name
exactly.
that went with the rhyme that he thought of when he...
That was exactly it, yeah.
100%. So yeah, let's get into it. Like, what? Where'd you go to school? Like, what type of kid were you?
How much time do we have? I'm only joking because we have a lot of time.
Like 100%. Like I have another one booked at 4:00, so we could go right until that. We could go right until that. We got 3 hours.
I went to a bunch of schools for elementary school, so it's like from kindergarten. Well, I first went to like kindergarten in Pakistan. That's where I'm from.
Right.
And I was there at like a private school kind of thing, but it was like an American school. So I was learning English and all this shit. When I got here, I didn't need ESL or anything.
Yeah.
But my brother actually stayed in ESL because he realized it was easier to get high marks. So he like just played the system, and then in grade 7 they realized he knew perfect English, and he's like, I fucked up.
He wrote a full sentence with commas, right punctuation. He was just like, they found me out. They found me out.
Classic mistake. Yeah, no, he did.
If you could milk that to high school, man. Oh
dude,
my god.
Dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, the
go to
questions
Harvard.
are so much easier. Yeah, exactly. You're like, why is math easier? It's ESL. This shouldn't even
100%.
be a thing. But no, I got here, kindergarten to grade 4, one school, then grade 4 to grade 6, one school, grade 6, another school to finish off.
Right.
And then 7, 8, 9, another school, and then high school.
Wow. So what was that, like 5 schools?
Yeah, it was like, it was funny because my MSN was like how people's social media is now, where there's a lot of people I don't know anymore. And I'm
right. Like people you did like one group project with and stuff, and then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was fun because like you meet a lot of people, right? And
right.
It's kind of like no one group of friends influenced me as a person.
So you learned really early on how to like just slip into different groups, right? Like your radar of how to connect must be so developed. Like you could just walk into any group and just be like, I'm in this now.
I was the guy that like maybe wasn't like a tight part of any group, at least till high school.
Right.
But everyone, like I was part of every group. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everyone had some form of connection with me. I could
what do they call it? Code switching? You knew how to code switch?
Is that what they call it?
Like being able to like switch basically like how you orient your personality. I heard it on a podcast, man.
I think it's a real thing.
Yeah, and then they like code basically switch what code you're running when you go into different situations.
Exactly.
Right? Like you can be like the nerd in one group, like and be like that, or you could be the Joker, and then another group somehow you're the leader. And
I
then
was like the chameleon.
Yeah,
I'm just going around fitting in. You know what I mean? And it was like I'm good at it. I don't know.
That's great. That's great though.
Nerds definitely. I kept most of my time hanging out with them though. You know what I mean?
Well, I just by your shirt, he's wearing if you can't see it on camera, he's wearing a Simpsons shirt.
Yeah. Is that nerdy though? I always have this argument. I'm like Simpsons. Cool people like Simpsons.
It's pretty mainstream. Yeah. I mean, it's been around the longest.
But people that appreciate Simpsons.
Yes, I mean like people who know it. I feel like are nerdy. About it,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I hate the most? When someone thinks Family Guy is funnier than Simpsons. That shit pisses me off. I like Family Guy too.
Yeah.
That's why it pisses me off because they're like, yeah, Family Guy's funny. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like much better than Simpsons. And I'm just there riled up. I'm like, you don't even fucking know how many Harvard graduates wrote for Simpsons.
Yeah. A lot of really smart jokes in there. Yeah.
It's just like it's genius level writing.
But it's crazy how consistent like they've been. On both shows, right? Like, they've consistently put out good TV for like over 20 years on each side, right?
They both, I would say, are the funniest like animated shows you can think of. Yeah. Like, At least most iconic ones. You know what I mean?
Isn't like Family Guy in like season 17 or
that's why it's
something
crazy,
like that?
dude. Yeah, exactly. Because like you wouldn't have thought, and you gotta give Seth MacFarlane a lot of credit because he does a lot more work on that.
Well, and now he's got like what, like 4 shows going or something like that.
He seems the kind of guy that probably hosts a game show. I don't know. I don't have cable.
Well, he's got like Family Guy, American Dad. He's got
Cleveland show got canceled, right?
Yeah, but he's got the Orville show.
Oh
the
yeah,
Orville,
I think that got canceled too, though. No,
I don't know, but he had it. It was the Star Trek.
Okay, yeah, and I heard that was really good too, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just seems like all around talented.
He seems
right?
insanely talented. Yeah.
Respect to him, though. Yeah.
You a Star Trek guy or Star Wars guy?
More Star Wars, 100%.
Star Wars?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've probably seen all of those movies more times than most people have seen any movie. You know,
like, I'll challenge you on that.
Like I've probably seen like the original trilogy and like the whole trilogy. I've probably watched it at least 40 times.
Oh,
at
shit.
least,
okay.
at least, you know, like
that's you just lowering. That's like when a girl talks about how many
minimum,
people she slept with. You're like multiply by 3, and that's the real answer. That's what it is.
Yeah, like it's just because I was such a nerd, and like I used to spend like hours and hours by myself in the basement with Lego.
Yeah.
And I would just I would build like some crazy shit and like and just have movies on in the background.
Original Lego, not like character based Legos, just
like both,
Lego.
all of them,
okay,
all of them. Like
shit.
And I used to buy the sets, and I had like a bunch of Star Wars sets. Like that was my thing, and I would just build the Star Wars ones.
Okay,
like
so you're like
I still have them. They're in the cantina at my parents' house in boxes. Like,
oh shit! You know, I feel you.
Yeah,
that's me with Batman. To be honest.
Yeah, like I think when I get my own place, like I'm gonna have to get like an extra bedroom, like or an office or something, and put a desk in there, and it's just covered in shelves of Lego, man. Like just like
someone's like, "Is this the washroom?" Don't go in there. Like toilet's clogged. Don't go, please. Don't.
You don't know the password. You don't know the password.
Speaking in Yoda talk, you know what I mean? Password you don't know. What's going on here? This dinner took a turn.
Don't know the password, do you? yeah. But and like I would just build Lego like and I had the kits and stuff, and then my parents like were like looking at they were looking at the balance sheet of how much money was getting spent on Lego.
Oh man!
And so my dad just went on eBay and he bought 13 pounds of Lego.
Oh my god!
Just from one guy, like this guy was like auctioning up 13 pounds of Lego, and then so like it got delivered in like a trash bag, and like in a box in a trash bag, and it was like just heavy,
judgy mailman,
yeah, and like it had to get FedEx because it was like a special delivery, right? Like,
yeah.
And then so my dad got it, and then like my mom like filled a bathtub with like threw it in a bathtub.
I've never heard Lego described like how you weigh drugs, you know what I mean? Like,
or like going to the butcher's.
Like, how many pillows stuffed is that?
Yeah. just getting like I want a rump roast. Can I get like a 2 kilogram rump roast?
Yeah.
Just go to the butcher.
God, that's wild. 13.
But like my mom put it in a bathtub and then filled the bathtub with water and bleach. And just sat it in there and like stirred it with a big spoon and stuff. And then
you made a Lego stew at home.
Yeah, and then she drained it and then dried it and then she was like, they're like, here you go. And then I spent like
then they never saw you again.
I spent weeks just organizing the pieces.
Yeah,
we went to like the Container Store and got like bins to put separate the different types and stuff. When I say I played with Lego, I played with Lego. You know? Like,
you invented Lego. Yeah, what you mean by that?
Like I had these super complicated things. Like I made this like boat. Yeah. Like that like
made a room. You definitely
and it was like hollow, and then it opened at the top, and then like so like there was different like sets inside of the boat. Like I built it so it had a ramp at the back, so like a car could come out. And then and then there was a control room on the top with guns on the side.
All your school friends are like, "Where's Nick, guys? Have you seen him in the last couple weeks?" Oh my god! They're like, I think he's sick. I mean, that would be the only reason he would be missing so much school. I had this amazing story about like we had our bunch of friends over after we did this volunteer thing in high school, like me and my sister,
And then we went back to our house and just like hung out in the basement and like watched a movie and stuff and played like a board game. And then we were playing with my Nerf guns. Yeah. And like running around. At this point I was like 15, 16, right? Like
too old for Nerf guns.
Yeah. Too old. Like we were having fun with it though. Like there's pictures on my Instagram of us like holding. It was great. And then we were running around and one guy ran and like tripped and fell onto one of the tables covered in my Lego. Of like a whole set that had been built, like a whole battle scene. Yeah. And he broke like everything, and because he was a bigger guy, and he just like full on tackled into it.
That hurts.
And I was livid. Yeah. Like there was tears like welling up, and I was just like, it's fine.
Yeah. Like, that's just my little brother.
I was just like, I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I have pictures. I can rebuild.
You're the bigger guy.
But I was just like, you know, like when you're eating your emotions inside.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? You know, that was 6 years of my life. You mean how people normally are?
You know, if you had a playlist, right? Like that was a growing playlist. I was adding things to the roster.
Yeah, that day you went for sad.
It's like losing that playlist all in one shot. Someone just like went delete, you know, and you're just like, I don't even know if I'm gonna remember all of them.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. R.I.P. to all your Legos.
Yeah.
They think they're like, oh, who died? You're like, oh, just my childhood.
Feels bad. Yeah. So, but I guess when you went into high school, you had like you had like a steady group of friends.
Yeah. So like my closest friends now are the guys I met in high school.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys I met in university as well.
Right.
But like 2, you know what I mean?
You added them to the roster.
Yeah, I added them. I'm like, the DLC...
The roster, it's going to be a running thing
DLC
for this.
Was top notch, you know what I mean? I'll pay $30.
Oh, so you play video games too?
Alright, man, yeah. I'm a gamer, man.
Yeah. You said DLC and I'm like, okay, I know you.
I know you. You saw me get angry about just talking about DLC. You're like, oh, that's a gamer right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Complaining about 100%. Something everyone does.
What's your game?
All-time favorite game?
Yeah. And then what you're playing now, yeah.
Most played is... probably Kingdom Hearts, man. Kingdom Hearts.
Really? So
Assassin's Creed. I love every Assassin's
Creed. Man.
I'm a story guy. I love single player games, dude.
Oh my god. This is going to be such a good conversation.
I can play for like 10 hours straight. And casually. That's like not... I don't even realize 10 hours straight. I beat Arkham City in one sitting, dude. Really? I felt like Batman. Because that shit takes place overnight.
Yeah.
And I actually went overnight playing this shit, and I'm like, this is the best fucking game.
I tried to get into that one. It was like the mechanics were so complicated that I was like, I don't want to sit here and do it now.
Okay, so you like Spider-Man, the PS4 one?
I don't have a PS4, but like I watched the guy stream the whole game.
I never understood this, man.
Yeah.
And
but I watched him stream the whole game, and it was super intense. It was like the longest movie.
Yeah,
you know, that's all it was. It was like watching a movie with like the director's commentary the whole time, and I was hooked. Like, and now I like streaming.
I like Arkham City more than Spider-Man because I felt like Spider-Man, all the coolest parts were cutscenes, and you're like, I want to do this while you're watching it happen.
Right.
They let you do so much other shit. And then they take it away while he's doing backflips and
but
shooting
you know
guys
what?
in the
Maybe
eyes.
that's why it was so good to stream, because it was so cinematic.
You're watching it anyways. You're not playing any of it, right?
Yeah.
I can't watch streams. I just want to play the fucking game.
Well, you know what? Like, for me, like...
You don't have a PS4, so
I don't have a PS4.
Nothing,
I don't have a PS4. And also, like,
PS4,
I've come to realize this. I've probably mentioned it in one of the ones I've already recorded, but, like, I only enjoy doing, like playing video games or doing, like, other, like, you know... inane like hobby like shit and like watching movies and TV shows when I know when I'm avoiding something else. If I'm like working full time and stuff like I'll go home and play video games.
Yeah, because like you're trying to get away from work.
Yeah, I'm trying to shut off my brain. Basically, but now like I mentioned to you, like I'm job hunting, so like now I always feel like I need to be doing something. That's why we're doing this right now.
You're the opposite of my brother.
So
my brother, when he's unemployed, all he does is sit there and play Apex Legends, and he's like obsessed with it. He's really good at shooter games. With me, it's like I can do story games because it allows me to then stop. Like there's an ending to that shit.
Right.
I used to play online games, and it's like what you would say is like, then when I have too much time, I can occupy that entire time slot.
I played days of Fortnite. Days of time of Fortnite. Like back before it became insane.
How old are you?
22.
Yeah, see, okay,
Yeah.
so I'm 6 years older, 7 years older now.
Yeah.
So for me, it was Call of Duty. That was my Fortnite, you know what I mean? And I played, man, it was, you
A
couldn't
lot
even
of
play,
time in those lobbies.
dude, you couldn't even play multiplayer, like, with a buddy for Modern Warfare 2. And me and my buddy would stay up overnight just taking turns, dude. And I'd watch him play, and I'd do commentary. And he'd pass the controller to me, and we'd go on these
that was
streaks.
online, right?
Yeah, that was when I was doing
But you
online
couldn't, like,
gaming.
go into the same lobby with your buddy.
Exactly.
Right?
You just had to do one user. You
Yeah.
couldn't, like, press X to add player or whatever.
Right.
You could do that
But
shit.
you couldn't
And then
play.
Black Ops did that, and they were like, "Oh,
That's amazing,
we're
'cause
dropping
you-
out."
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Did it split screen up, down, or side, side?
It's split screen up down.
Up, down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would lose some things though,
Yeah,
and you go
yeah,
back to single
yeah.
player. You're like, that fucking map is key and shit.
Bigger
like that.
screen, is like view and
Seeing
stuff
who
like
kills
that.
who was a
Yeah,
thing you
yeah,
lost. I remember
yeah.
being upset about that because life was good back then.
But like,
you know what I mean?
but like now they do it like where doesn't it like hover in the middle of both HUDs?
I think
Like,
so.
yeah,
I think
like,
so.
So like
I played World at War. That was the last COD I played.
I think I
I
played.
got into Apex for a bit because
I think I played Black Ops 4 or something like that.
I haven't. I
But,
bought
like,
Black Ops 4 and like barely.
But
played
like you know, it's so fast.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it's so
yeah.
fast.
It's too much
It's
now,
just
yeah.
like it's like reflexes.
much
Like
now,
I didn't
yeah.
even see the guy that killed me. Like you can't
like-
you can't switch around.
I'm one of the few people that didn't grow up with ADD. I can't handle
Yeah,
this. You know what I mean?
Like I like Battlefield. I like the Battlefield ones because they're slower.
Yeah,
They're
I think I
slower
like
game,
them
yeah.
more, but my
And they're
friends
more
never played
realistic,
it.
and like I don't like the like it's a. It like well I mean Call of Duty it's like arena right so it's like quick and stuff.
I always say
but like Battlefield's like a battle.
Call of Duty is like if James Bond joined the army instead of like an agency.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. You're just starting. You're like, oh, pistol and knife. Of course, I'll play a full game like this.
Yeah.
It's like so unrealistic
Yeah.
to actual war, but you're doing it. It's kind of like GoldenEye, just. On
You know what
steroids.
they like the stories on like video games used to be so good.
Oh
like,
man,
like,
it still is, man. I'll give you,
it's like there's like
the
but
writing's
now they're
not
so
great.
long
They're
but like
like movies
you know
now.
I liked Star Wars Battlefront had like a campaign.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
You know?
it was amazing.
I played it
yeah,
like
yeah.
20 times, you know,
Yeah.
like on the PS2.
I love campaigns.
Yeah, like but like the campaign's no longer the thing. Right?
No.
Like it doesn't seem like that's like the focus on a lot of games. That's like we'll add a campaign, but like
It's refreshing.
But like
when
that's
they
why I like
have a
Assassin's
good one.
Creed.
Yeah, exactly, and like even Assassin's Creed, like the last couple have been amazing, but they went for the fully open world now.
Yeah.
I like the ones that kind of linear, like Uncharted games are fun because of that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you're playing a movie. It's cool.
Yeah,
God of War was like that.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is nuts, man. Like
I love Assassin's, and people hate it. So
I
it's
love
like,
it,
It's
man.
one of those things. I know it's flaws, but it's like that ugly child someone
Yeah.
will have. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I get it's flawed, but like I'll be damned if I.
I mean,
love
it was a
every time.
huge jump forward into like a new
It's cool as
a new
fuck.
like iteration of how the game is played.
I think.
right?
Did you like? Were you?
I did
Were you
Cassandra.
old enough during Prince of Persia?
Oh no! I
So
never
that
played
was,
Prince
like,
of Persia.
Everyone like I used to fucking love Prince of Persia, and then there was no game like that for so long, and it left like this little emptiness in your soul.
Yeah.
And I think
Isn't that
Assassin's Creed
isn't
came
that
out. and
wasn't that
everyone took it.
Ubisoft? Wasn't
I think so actually. Yeah, I think they just did it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it means,
yeah.
like,
They
so they just evolved
Assassin's
it
Creed,
and
yeah.
made it Assassin's Creed, and I was like, this
But
is
like, and then
what I
Red
want.
Dead is just like a you know
Fucking love Red Dead too, dude.
the Western iteration of Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed, right? Like.
Oh no! See, I wouldn't.
No,
say
is
that, no.
it? I've never played either. of them.
Okay,
Like,
Red
like,
Dead is like.
I just know
those
they-
are like my
they-
the two that and Kingdom Hearts 3 were like
Yeah.
recent ones that I fucking loved. Red Dead 2 I beat in like a week and a half, and then other people took like 4 months, and they were when they finished they were like, "How the fuck did you do that in a week and a half?" I'm like, "Don't ask how little I did, other than play Red Dead, because I don't want to."
you know,
tell the truth.
like I used to do that too, like playing a video game. You just drop out of social life. for a
Dude,
while,
it's like
and
I
you
could
just-
do
you just
like
put-
a
you
16-hour run, no
but-
problem.
yeah.
If it's good.
Yeah.
I can sit there all day, man.
Yeah.
I think it's if you have an imagination, you just fucking
Yeah.
get sucked into it. I can binge
It's
shows.
escapism. Yeah.
Well, it is
Yeah.
escapism.
Like, were you a reader when you?
I love reading. Dude.
Yeah,
It's
see,
my
see, that's
favorite
it. Like,
shit, man.
like
yeah.
I could drop into a book
Yeah.
for a good like 12 hours. Like,
Yeah.
and just like
Are you a Harry Potter guy?
yeah.
Okay, yes.
I read that whole series
you.
probably like 6 times,
I have
6
so
or 7
much.
times,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, when the 7th one came out, I shut myself in a room and read it all.
Yeah.
And then walked out like my life has changed.
You know what
It
the
was
funny
one of
thing is?
those,
Like, I didn't want to
crazy.
buy the book because my mom had like bought it,
That
but she
would
was
always
reading
happen,
it, so
yeah.
like I was just waiting for her to finish. Like, I was just,
Oh,
like,
she read it first?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, come
She
on.
bought it. She
if your
bought
mom
it.
is
so, like,
listening to this, you gotta let your kid read that first.
well, you know what? I didn't ask her. I didn't ask her.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you pretended like you didn't even like Harry Potter. You're like, oh, what book are you reading?
No, I was just being. I think I was just trying to be respectful. I was like, you enjoy it, you enjoy it, and then I will get into it. Like,
yeah,
when I can.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't wait for her to finish it fully.
Your mom Harry Potter,
but like I would just pick it up and I would read it for a bit. But like when she came home, I was just like, that's hers. Like, like I just put it down when she like.
I can't even imagine my mom reading Harry Potter, bro. That's crazy.
My mom, like, I think when she was in school, she wanted to be a journalist, I think. But then she became a teacher, and then now she's a principal. But
shit!
Yeah,
principal.
Yeah, she loves awesome. like teaching kids. She found her calling, and like I think she didn't even want to be a principal but if
you're in teaching,
but like all of the I guess the people around her set like sort of like pushed her to do it, like said she would be good at it.
She just likes teaching,
and then she went and she became a vice principal for like a year, and then they promoted her to principal because like
sweet.
And
is it what school? What level of school?
She does elementary school.
Okay,
and like but like she really cares about the kids, so she wants to do a really good job. So she's always really stressed about it.
She's actually
because
like involved.
She cares.
That's the kind of principal that makes a school good, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why she's good at it. Like, but she always feels like she's like I always get the sense that she feels like she's not completely like ready for it, or like that she should be doing all of this stuff.
Okay.
But But she's incredible.
No,
like,
dude,
that's all people say. Seem to say about her. I'm just checking to make sure the camera's still going because I am paranoid. I mean, one time the battery died and like I lost like the last 20 minutes of the video. So now I'm like that's why it's hooked up completely to power.
Oh, true.
Like,
You're not even taking the chance anymore,
and I'm just like that's why I checked. Like it's not because it's just like
I've never seen someone record casually with the GoPro, right? Usually it's
you like some sort of jumping out of a plane.
Exactly.
It's a great camera.
It's actually just a good camera.
You know what I saw that they messed up in the edit of like a Food Network show with like diners, guys grocery games. That's what it was.
Okay.
And like you could see at one point you could see the camera that they're using. It's just one of those.
Oh really?
It's just one of those on like this tripod, just pointed right at each of the chefs' faces.
Oh shit!
Right.
So that's what they use for the close-ups.
Yeah. So like they have that. I guess they have that set up like in front of each person's face.
Well, like even like the 4K ones look crazy.
Well, this one records 4K too, nice, but like I didn't want to like eat up all of that data.
Fair enough,
like like
welcome to our 2.5 minute podcast.
Like crisp. I mean like I said I don't want to like I want to do this properly, so that's why I want to keep it consistent at like 1080 and so I can get it all
you're a man
of
the people.
But I don't want to like I don't want to be ordering like so many like data cards just to like switch them out and stuff like
yeah, you've got like a 2 terabyte hard drive.
I just ordered a 4 terabyte one, and just to hold the audio and the video. Like this is going to be like 18 gigs, something like that. Like it's going to be
wild.
Yeah.
I guess long video though.
Yeah, so like and then you'd have to upload it and edit it and stuff. Like you just choose through all the data and stuff. So it's a fun experiment, like learning how to edit and stuff. But it's another tool to add to my
part of podcasting that appeals to me is like I would love to learn how to edit more. Yeah. And it gives me like right now I just do it kind of with my material on stage and shit. Yeah. Footage of that whenever it's good, which is like barely ever. Yeah. But with podcasts, like you have to do it, right? Every episode you got to edit it, and then you get better, you get faster. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just doing simple things. I'm putting in like little overlays of people's names and stuff like their social media and stuff like and
high quality Quentin Tarantino
and just like fades in
just PowerPoint and stuff
just fading between
just
and
flipping upside down and
I put in like the logo right at the beginning and stuff.
You got a logo?
You probably saw it.
Is the logo your face?
Yeah it's this thing.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't call it a logo.
Well, I mean, it's just the
cover, like
cover, whatever. It's what's on Apple Podcasts, like.
Oh, okay, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's fun.
Who took that picture?
My buddy Chris, he's like
shout him out,
he's a hobby. He actually doesn't want to be on here. I asked him, but he
you want me on the first episode? He's like, I gotta go to.
No, so I'll just say Chris. He helped me film that, but it's so cool. Like honestly, like getting to like go onto Apple Podcasts and then like I'm there.
Dude, that's
you know,
cool
like you know,
feeling,
just like it's such
crazy,
a cool
man.
feeling.
Yeah,
like,
it is dope.
just be able to say like you could just look me up. What? Apple
You're
Podcasts.
actually there.
Apple
Yeah.
Podcasts. You could look up my name.
You're like, you might get some people who are looking up like another Nick Fernandes, right? And then you're like, oh, they slipped up and got you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this isn't his.
I guess
new
I'll look at the analytics. Maybe that'll show it.
You're like, I've got a lot of following in South America. I don't know what's going on.
I have some downloads
like
from France. I
politician.
think I have people that I know that are
France.
traveling.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I don't think the French are listening to this, but if they are,
maybe
bonjour.
They like depressing shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I guess you were quasi popular all the way through. I guess, or
Not
like,
even,
or
like,
or
I
you
wouldn't say
just
popular,
friends
but
with everyone.
Just friends with everyone. I never got like close enough with a lot of people to ever get like popular. You know what I mean? Like, I was just around. I was the guy that was always there. I would talk to people who are, you know, whether you're like in class studying, I'd sit there and I'd like study with you, or if you're fucking around, I'd play the little football with the paper. You know what I mean?
Do you still remember how to fold that?
I don't think I ever knew how to fold that. I'm always a guy that would rely on other people's skills to make up for my own. I didn't learn how to roll weed until like 2 years ago, and I've been smoking weed for 10 years, like consistently. It's bad,
That's funny.
I remember I'd have to call my friends some nights. I'm like, my pipe breaks, and I'm like, yo, so what are you doing tonight? Are you free? I'm trying to hang out. And I'm like, how do I ditch him so I can watch like season 3 of Breaking Bad?
Oh,
that's what
like
I really want to do.
as soon as he finishes rolling,
I just
oh,
want to
my mom
smoke
called.
weed.
My mom called. I gotta go home.
It was one of those, man. Exactly.
I gotta go home. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that home with me.
Like, I got work at 5 in the morning.
We'll till next time. Meanwhile, you're going home to play 17 hours of Uncharted.
That was it. It's paused. The screen is behind me. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep, man. So. It was one of those.
That's
man.
hilarious.
Yeah, but no, I got along with everyone. That was fun. Yu-Gi-Oh was dope. That was a big part of my life. You ever played Yu-Gi-Oh?
I did a little bit, but only because like I went to like day after school care in elementary school and stuff. So like I never had I only had like a small deck of my own. Like I never had I never like really spent money on it.
Yeah.
I would honestly just get like people's cards that they had duplicates of. I was just like, can I have that? And so I was able to like build up an entire deck without purchasing anything. Like I
that's
just
how I
because
started
it's like
too. That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
oh, you already have
you got 4. You can only have 3 though in a deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the
what is
exact
that
same thing, man.
that pot of plenty or whatever it is, like the
which one?
it was like a thing with a cauldron, like you got to take one thing or something.
Something jar.
Yes, jar of something. Yeah. That thing, like
you draw
people
cards.
would have like tons of those.
Exactly. They're common cards. Yeah, dark holes.
Yeah,
all that kind of
shit.
Yes,
100%.
No, see,
I honestly I remember like little rules about it, but like I don't think I
was like so upset.
No, but like I don't think I could sit down and just like be able to play right now.
Yeah,
like you would have to explain how it is again. Like I'd have to look it up and spend give me like a half hour. Like let me go Google some stuff.
Again.
Like I think my muscle memory will come back, but I need to remember all the rules.
I feel like the retired legend because I was so good at Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, and people were always like, I remember grade 10, my friends were still playing, like, yo, come back, dude, it's good again. And I'm like, nah, maybe I'll coach, but I'm not coming back as a player. Like, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to pull a Michael Jordan out.
You're like a gambler. It's like, I can't be around that man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
I have a family now. I have a family.
How many life points did he have left? I'm like dying in there.
Just scratching. Just like, this is my card.
I was crazy though.
This is my card hand. This is my card hand.
Yeah, I was good at it. But that was the first thing. The only reason I brought it up, that was the first thing that. I think when you see people that are classified as like geeks or nerds, when you see them in their like element, and they've got the confidence, that's when it breaks to you. You're like, yo, this shit is just. You can't tell me this person is not like
dope
cool
at this,
just because they like don't dress like this person dresses.
Well, it's escapism.
And as a person, they're dope. Like they're really good at something they care about.
They're owning
which
that.
is a cool thing. Yeah, exactly. They're just in a different like, almost like a bubble, right? And so that was one thing I was lucky where my junior high school was mostly nerdy. It was like like
awesome.
we only had 3 white people in my school. It was all foreign kids,
Right.
And it was dope because of that. I think because it just allowed everyone to just be natural with each other.
Right.
Like,
no one was
like, your lunch smells and shit like that. They'd be like, yo, your mom made that again? Can I have some? It was one of those.
Yo, give me a bite of that too.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yo, I'll buy you like a pizza slice.
Yo, is that sorpatel? Is that fucking sorpatel?
Yeah. Like, oh, you like this shit? Okay. So it was cool.
I love sorpatel, man. Yeah, that shit. That's like a going it's a going dish. It's so good, man. It's like a cured pork thing. Like, it takes 2 days to make. You gotta simmer it and stuff and it's supposed to I think the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to have a bunch of rice, a couple other things, and then have a little bit of this.
Okay,
have a little bit of this, and then just have a bite, and then I have it with other stuff. It's supposed to be like a delicacy.
Imagine someone just eats it all at once and he's like,
"Oh,
that took us 2 weeks, man."
And that's what we do.
Oh,
we
that's
did.
what you guys
we'd
do.
go and I put a bunch of the rice down, right?
Yeah.
And then I would just take heaping tablespoons and put it all on it. So she just had to make these mass. My grandma had to start making these massive pots of sorpatel.
Yeah.
Right.
You were killing that shit, eh? Yeah.
Downing it, and it was so hot.
Power move. You're
pouring sweat, but it's so good, so good. Just with the chapati, just
Don't you hate when food is so good? You're like, I will let this kill me. Yeah. I don't even care right now.
Yes.
You know?
But it's hard. When I go out to eat with people for the first time, I have to warn them. It's hey, I'm gonna eat this. I like hot food. Yeah. It's gonna look like I'm suffering.
Yeah, just let me do it.
It's gonna look like I am in pain. Yeah. I'm not. Just for some reason, my genetics came together.
Don't call
my body.
Is all I need you to know.
When I eat hot food, I pour sweat. And it's just call it a cleanse.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the sauna. This is my sauna.
We'll get back to the conversation in 5 minutes.
I can talk. I can talk. It doesn't hurt me.
Now.
It doesn't hurt me that much. It's just my body just goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
it's you're a spirit, and the body is clearly in pain. And
I just call it
I'm good.
I'm burning calories.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somehow I'm burning calories.
That's the best shit. Oh my god. I use that for everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll burn calories while I walk up the stairs so I can order the Chinese food.
The hard thing is because you're doing comedy, you're out so late, you always want late night food. It's
the only food you can have.
I want a shawarma. I want a shawarma right now. And then
you live off shawarma.
And you're around comedians and they're like, you want to get food? It's I'll get some food. Let's get some food.
Yeah.
Get some wings. I just went to a place yesterday where they had $3 Shark Club, where they had $3.
Oh, that's the place that's having all the controversy right now, right?
I don't know.
Apparently, there was some rumor of, I want to say the Toronto one, being racist towards either black or brown, but
I have not heard that at all. I just went there for wings. They're good. They were $3. $3
they're
on a
huge
Wednesday.
Out in BC, and I lived out in BC for 6 months. Last year. And they're huge out there. I thought it was they're Jack Astors. Right. And then I came back, and they've got some here now, too. Or maybe just one. I don't know. Is it a Young and Dundas, the one you went to?
Yeah. I don't know. They let us in.
Was it a Young and Dundas?
Yeah.
The one at the...
Yeah. Right by the Cinemaplex there.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if they let you in, there you go, breaking stereotypes out here.
Hey, you know what? I'm
Get them to do ads for this. They need that promo right now. They're getting shit on by Twitter out here.
I'm doing the real journalism.
Yeah, exactly.
Going among the people.
You're undercover. Yeah, you're maybe if I ordered the wings, they won't.
This is Nick Fernandes at Shark Club. I just ordered the wings. They're pretty good.
This guy's on 40 wings now. There's something wrong here.
Just the shittiest vlog ever.
Just eating wings. Have you ever watched a food review? This is really random.
All the time.
We're getting way
all
off
the time.
topic.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, there's a general structure to this show.
Okay.
It just there's an arc that we'll come back to, right? So anytime there's a lull, we'll drop back into the story. But I like the tangents. Like I said, I'm just trying to make a podcast that I'd enjoy listening to.
That you just want. Good.
Just go where you're gonna go, then we'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then food reviews. That's what I was talking about. You watch them?
I watch a ton of food shows on YouTube.
Okay, if you're into
cooking shows. I watch a lot of cooking.
Network because it just makes me hungry.
Yeah, that's why I watch it because
for me
it's that's what it is. It's food porn.
I would rather watch.
I can watch it without eating.
You know, like I could
you're a
challenge
better man
myself.
than
Like
I
I
am,
could sit there and just be like,
I can't
that
do many
looks
things
good.
without it.
Yeah.
So watching that is.
But like I love cooking, so I can hold
Okay,
out.
fair
I can
enough,
hold
yeah.
out. Like I can be like, I'm gonna cook something.
Yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah.
Like I'm gonna
I wish I
watch
was
all
good at
of this.
cooking.
I'm gonna watch all of this. Let it inspire
Yeah.
me, and then I'm gonna cook something.
It's
later.
funny. I always tell people like when they're like, yo, what do you look for in a girl? I'm like, I need a good cook. And they think of me like I'm old mentality, like, oh, you're looking for a housewife. I'm like, no, I just need to survive. Like, I need someone that can feed me things that my body needs.
I can't
as
do
opposed
this
to
on
what
my
I want.
own.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
do it on my own.
I need help. Yeah, I need serious help, and I can't pay for it. So that's all. I need a girl.
Like
that can cook.
you're here for free therapy. You need a free chef.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just trying to find as many free professions out here as I
Like
can.
you said, you were always in a group. You could to pull skills from the people
You'll find
around
out
you.
I haven't
That's what
paid
you're
for
doing in life.
anything
That's what
in
you're doing in
weeks.
life.
Yeah,
see,
exactly.
see what I did there? I brought it back.
Look
I
at
brought
that.
it
It's a
all the way
callback.
back. Yeah,
That's a professional.
Yeah.
Doing God's work out
Yeah,
here.
100%. That's it. This is the gospel according to Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside the party, breaking down walls.
I watched a
doing the
food
real
review.
journalism.
I watched a food review of that Popeye sandwich that's popping off right now.
Oh
the
no!
the States just got a Popeye sandwich, and I was like, "Yo, we've always had a Popeye sandwich."
Yeah.
I guess that's a Canadian thing, though.
I guess they have dishes out here. I think we have like different like palate up here. So so there's foods that they release up here that they don't have down there.
No, that's surprising.
they have in Canada they have this they had this like chicken sandwich at McDonald's that now they have it like on special as like a Canadian dish in the States.
Oh really? Yeah.
Like they have they have like McDonald's of the world or something down there now.
I'm a McDonald's kind of tourist. I go to that's one of my top things to do in any like country I go. I'm like I need to go witness the McDonald's here.
Yeah. What do you get?
I mean?
What do you get?
Imagine I get the same thing. Oh, just Big Mac everywhere I go, everywhere around the world. I usually will get the stuff that's like
weird
exclusive to there. Yeah, because I'm like I might as well try that.
So what's the weirdest McDonald's you've had?
The weirdest, I wouldn't say weirdest. The weirdest sandwich I've had though is in Pakistan, and I'm sure a couple of the Middle Eastern and like South Asian places have it. It's almost like a shawarma wrap, but it's so bad. Like it's so poorly done throughout. Like the pita is clearly not made for wrapping. And it's just like normal chicken in it, and no, like it's just Big Mac wrap, poorly made. That's what it is, and it wasn't even Big Mac wrap. It was like chicken wrap, but
like with the special sauce or something.
Nothing. That's what I mean. It's like I don't think they even had like tahini or anything on it. And you're like, you guys just made a wrap. And
Man,
you call that
when
shit
I go to shawarma places, like what's your order when you go to the shawarma? What do you get on it? Break it down. I love talking about food.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. This is the perfect podcast.
I'm making the podcast I would want to listen to. We're gonna talk food.
Oh, yeah, this is the food episode now. Officially, we figured it out.
A former fat kid, current like chunkier man.
Yeah. No, what I get at shawarma places, I'm lazy with food, so I'm usually like anything but tomatoes because I don't like tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
And then when I'm getting picky, I'll
Why don't you like tomatoes?
I don't like tomatoes with bread.
Okay.
Yeah, it just makes
it the moisture?
Exactly.
Like, do you like the taste of tomatoes? Like, will you have like a tomato salad with like red onion
That's
and
the
stuff?
craziest part.
Okay.
And I don't think I'd mind tomatoes by themselves, but just in a sandwich, I'm not a tomatoes guy.
See, my sister was like that. She didn't like tomatoes, but like she loved ketchup.
Yeah,
like ketchup was her crack. Like she put it on.
That's
everything.
What it is. Yeah.
Like we had family members
that
that would specifically go out and buy a new bottle of ketchup when she came over because they knew that
like,
whatever they had left wouldn't.
She's got her name initialed on that one.
Yeah, she would honestly in our house at some points we had 2 bottles of ketchup on the table just because she would always be asking to pass it and we got tired.
Okay.
We got tired of passing the ketchup. So, like, she had a bottle.
Me and my brother are like that. We kill ketchup.
You know what? And then we were raised Catholic. So, like, 1 year she gave up ketchup for Lent.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
wow.
And she...
That's
and
her, she goes to, like, a wedding.
Oh,
and
my
as
God.
the present, they're like, oh, ketchup. That's so kind of you.
No, but she... And then it was a rough month for her. And she got super into hummus.
Okay.
That hummus was her new ketchup. So like a roasted pepper hummus or like the garlic hummus.
You see her one day back at ketchup. She's like, "Don't look at me." She's all, you're like, "No, you reverted back."
Just she has like ketchup ice cubes that she's heating up on a spoon. I was trying to make the spoon joke work, and I was like, so "Why would you heat up ketchup?" It was frozen. It was frozen.
Yeah.
That was my version of like working the lyrics backwards. Like that was my version of Kiki.
That's people who keep ketchup in the fridge have to have it like a crack habit.
Yeah. We actually just made tomato sauce, like, because we're Italian. As you can tell by all of this room. Yeah.
The Sopranos set that we're currently filming this podcast on.
Yes. Right after this, I'm going to ask you to put a bag over your head.
Yeah.
I don't want the spatter. I don't want the spatter.
This whole time I've been trying to figure out what street I'm at behind you.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to text someone.
Yeah. There's a park. There's a park near here.
I see trees, so that does cut it down to 20% of Toronto.
Yeah. This does look like a Sopranos set.
No condos.
100%.
Season 2
See, all this
Sopranos
wooden stuff here, that thing in the corner, that thing on top of there, like, my nonno made it, like, from hand.
Oh, shit.
By hand, like, he used, like, with it, like,
creepy doll?
Well, yeah, no, not that.
Okay.
But, like, the thing it's sitting on. The thing it's sitting on.
That's my ex.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, and, like, that thing up there. What else? Like, a lot of things. Like, I'll show you the stuff on the way out. He made these beautiful chandeliers and stuff.
Shit.
Like, we have one in our house. It's amazing. I hope I can inherit one. You know, I could just have it.
Do you have your eye on one?
I'm gonna have a studio, like, apartment.
Do you have a list of, like, which ones you want?
I don't know. I just want one. I think I want
just want
one.
one?
I want one of the. I want a bunch of the picture frames, and I want one of the chandeliers.
Okay.
But like it's they're amazing.
Yeah.
But, that's what the guy right, because he died when I was like really young. Like I was probably like 4 or 5.
Oh.
So like I never got a chance to like get to know him and like get to learn this. Like I would have like I'm a handy guy. Like I like to cook. I like to make things. Like and like I've got dexterous fingers from playing piano.
Yeah.
Like so like I want
very handy too.
Yeah. Like I wanted to be able to learn that, but like it's lost now. So like maybe one day I could find a YouTube video and learn it. You know.
You're 5 years old, eh? That's young.
Yeah, it was rough. Like so I don't even have any real memories of him. You know, like it's all like you know how it's like you overwrite memories, so it's like a memory of a memory of a memory of a memory, and that's it's happened so many times over that now I just have like thumbnails, like of things like
you got, like the chapter titles.
Yeah, like I could just be like on a train, like I could be like riding the streetcar, you know.
Like 5, like I don't know if I remember
making pie,
anything,
making pasta,
like forward and back.
Yeah, so like there's this tool room downstairs, like that he used to be like that used to be his workshop where he'd do all this stuff, and
were you born here?
I was born like down the street at the hospital down the street. Shit. Yeah, but like I didn't go to preschool. I hung out here.
Yeah, you learned more.
Yeah. So like that's how I learned how to cook and basically I've never stopped since.
Yeah.
But there's a tool room downstairs and it still kind of smells like what it did back then. So like you know I go in there and it's like you kind of feel connected. You know,
it's like the
sense memory or something.
4D movies.
Yeah. But they blow the water at you.
Yeah, exactly. When they ruin your evening.
That SpongeBob ride at Wonderland or whatever that they used to have.
Did that do that too?
Yeah, I think so. That was probably like I don't know 10 years ago.
I haven't been to Wonderland in so long. Yeah.
I went last year actually.
You're still young enough to go.
I know. I went last year with my girlfriend at the time. Like we spent like for her birthday. Like I paid for like the most expensive tickets where like it had the meals included. You get the fast pass.
Uber Black there.
It came with parking. You got all the pictures. You get all the pictures included. So like we just went nuts with that. Yeah.
I've never done Wonderland like that. That's like a boss. Did you have like line bypass?
Yes, 100%.
You had line bypass at Wonderland?
Man, 100%.
Oh, so you've never experienced Wonderland?
But I went all the time as a kid, when I was younger. Oh, amazing! I don't think I could do it another way. Yeah. I won't go until I'm gainfully employed. And so I could do it like that again because it's like it ended up being like I don't know like $250 for 2 people for a day, right? Like,
but it's probably worth it.
But won't do it any other way now. Next time I'm gonna go with my bathing suit. We're gonna use the water park too.
Have you done VIP Cineplex?
Yeah.
I haven't done it because I'm afraid it's like I won't be able to go back to poor people Cineplex. You know what I mean? Like right now, I don't know what I
think they have a deal right now that it's free or something.
Don't fucking tell me this, dude. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't want to do it.
Like my buddy sent it to me that they had it
also
free.
send me that.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him ask him right now because
free VIP.
Yeah.
Man, I don't think I'll go back to where like there's couches and you can like
great
chill out.
Great going on a date. Great for going on a date because like.
But how about high by yourself?
That too. That too. Because like
likely
they have these couches that have like this big armrest. Okay. So like it's padded on the bottom of it, right? So like if you swing it up, it just turns into a full couch.
Oh, so
right, like it's for a large love seat couch, and the
like,
legs go up, and then you
okay.
you can chill, you can cuddle, you can lean back, right?
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. And then like when you have it down, it's just a comfy armchair.
It's
like
just a nicer chair.
Exactly. You put your legs
That's the whole
up.
thing,
You
man.
put your legs
just
up.
relax,
They
right?
bring you the popcorn.
That's the
only
part.
bad thing is that they stop. You have to get there early because they don't serve during the movie.
What?
They serve until the previews are done, and then that's it.
Oh,
and then so like you have to order all your stuff at the beginning, and then that's it. I did VIP VIP theater down in Florida.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It was incredible. I saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, already a good fucking.
So like, what was the first? No, what was the second
First
one?
one was Planet of the Apes. Then it was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That's the one I saw.
That's
the one I
That's
saw.
the Dark Knight
That's
of
what I saw.
ape movies.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah,
and like that where like it all gets out of control. That's the one I saw. Right?
Well,
yeah.
You gotta be more specific than that. All of them
yeah,
are about monkeys taking over society,
so at that theater it was nuts because I got a burger and fries and it got delivered during the movie. Jeez. I got to eat. And here's the crazy part. They had this policy that you buy one popcorn. Yeah. Free refills, so you could buy one popcorn as a family, and the waitress told us this.
Yeah,
she told us this.
Oh, she's one of those people.
She came. She's like, you can order. He was like, my dad was like 4 popcorn, and she was like, actually, you just order one, and it's free refills, so I'll just bring 4 for the whole family. And so. All through the movie, non-stop popcorn. And like I got like chocolate covered raisins too. Like they brought it to my seat. I had and free refills on your drinks on like the. So I had a Diet Coke that was just constantly full. It was like going on a cruise for a movie.
People slander Florida because they're jealous.
Oh my god, it was incredible. And like I've never had a better in theater experience.
I'll take
and you know what the thing is? It didn't even disturb the movie because the way that the theater was set up, it was almost like medieval times. Like because have you been to medieval times?
I thought you meant like actual. I was like they didn't have movies in the medieval times.
No, like medieval times, like dinner tournament.
Yeah.
So like it's set up like so there was a chair and then a long table in front of you. That like and then you have your food on, right? But like in front of that there was like a pathway before the next seat. And so it was tiered so far so that when the waitress walked by, she was in line with only your face.
Oh,
right. So like it didn't block anyone behind you.
Like
so there's a walkway behind you, where the waitress would go for the next. But it never disturbed you because they were always really respectful, talked quietly, leaned in.
It's
just get it, deliver the food, left like. At the most, maybe they walked by for and kind of blocked your view for half a second.
But even then, barely, just the bottom of the screen.
Barely. And so it was incredible.
It
was incredible. They need to have that here. But the only thing they weren't couches there. It was just kind of regular movie seats. They were comfy, but like it was set up so you can eat.
Right? But it seems like a better just because you can eat during the movie. And shit.
Yes. Because then then it's like a whole thing. Because then you could just go.
I don't want to ruin my date in the very beginning by eating a burger before the previews are done.
But the thing is, like, if you have dinner before, then you have to use the bathroom during.
That's
movie,
true,
right?
That's true.
So sometimes when I would go to the movies and pair it with dinner, like you go to like the 6 o'clock show. And then you eat at 9.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you just have a snack before. Yeah. Right? And you get popcorn, and then you could have, like, a meal later.
That makes sense.
You go have a meal without an appetizer. Right?
I've heard the drinking is a big part of the VIP, but I'm not a big drinker, so it's like...
I mean,
they need a shisha movie theater. That's my... That's what I'm going to come out with.
That's called home.
That's true. Yeah.
That's called your living
without
room.
Family around. You know what I mean? That's what they need.
Yeah.
If they could make that.
That's called moving out.
That's a foreign concept. Yeah. To brown people.
Yes.
Like, when I'm not even married, why would I leave?
Yeah. 100%. But I'm thinking I was raised Italian, so I think I'll probably like once I get a job and I have money coming in, I'll probably move out, or like,
Yeah.
or,
No,
or I'll wait a year like and save up and like and so I have enough for like a down payment and then
I like
and
living
then pay a mortgage.
away from family. Like
I like the
I like my
independence.
family, but it's like university gave me the independence because I left. After that, I'm like I can only.
It's hard to go back home.
And I lived in
after
different
that.
places
Yeah.
in Toronto. Like I'd rather just live anywhere than there,
Yes,
right? And
yes, yes.
that's why I took the job in BC. I'm like, oh, all expenses paid for 6 months. And
What were you doing out there?
It was like a marketing thing, dude. I was like on tour as a brand ambassador.
Oh, that's
And,
cool.
Yeah, we just set up like.
So you just stayed in motels?
No, we stayed at dope Airbnbs. It was me and 3 other people. It was sick, dude. They paid for everything. They paid for our flight. They paid for the car there. They paid for They gave us a card for gas. They gave us a per diem for food. I made so much
Sounds
money.
like a
and
pyramid
did
scheme.
such
What was the
little
catch?
work. Bro, all we did was set up a TELUS truck at different events, and usually it's just on the weekends. And then salespeople came and they did the work. We didn't even have to do much. We were just there for setup and like keeping people entertained. So I'm good at that shit because like I
It's almost like you're a comedian.
Yeah, it really helped. It really helped being funny.
You must have like really developed your crowd work.
Dude, not even crowd work, but just being able to like consistently connect with different people.
But that's what crowd work is, right?
I
Like
guess
you,
so,
you
yeah.
want to be able to like ask someone a question that gets to the root of something, get something interesting to work on.
Yeah, it really sped up the process of being comfortable with strangers,
Right.
which was a big learning curve for me for stand-up comedy, dude.
I mean, I worked for
Was-
2.5 years as a cashier, and that was basically just like
that helps
you're,
a lot.
You're
too,
perfecting
right?
your riff. Of
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
I got
Your
really good at
tags,
making,
you know what I
making
mean?
people
Yeah.
giggle in like
The second
fucking
they
like
catch
45
on a
seconds.
certain
Yeah.
object,
Yeah.
they're like, I've got a great bit on this. Let me hit them
Yeah.
with it, you know?
Oh, hot
What-
dogs and
Where
lube.
were
You like to party.
Cashier. They're buying hot dogs and lube.
It was a Longos.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. And then I worked for customer
Longos
service,
is
and like that
so
was
rare.
I learned how to de-escalate situations. It's like, why are you yelling at me about tomatoes? Why are you?
You learn how to calm people
Yeah.
down, eh?
Sir, I'll get my manager. Just calm
Yeah.
down.
What's the best
I
job
get
you've
that
had?
you're not happy.
You're a
about
young guy,
tomatoes.
though.
Yeah.
What's the best job you've
I
had?
mean, I worked as I've yet to had like I have had office jobs that were pretty good, but like I've yet to have like a good like part-time job. They were all
Will you
shitty.
enjoy it genuinely? Yeah.
Like I was 2.5 years as a cashier.
Yeah.
Like and then in customer service and stuff, and then I
Yeah.
did like a summer like doing landscaping,
Okay.
and that was like so hard, like such hard
Yeah,
work.
that's labor.
And then
That's
yeah,
real,
and
yeah.
then I did a summer as a busboy. So
Okay. Where were you busing?
Moxie's in East Beaver Creek.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Moxie's guy, eh?
Yeah.
Girls at Moxie's are crazy though.
Yeah. Yeah.
They love the bus boys, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You tipped me
Yeah,
out.
exactly. This is great. Let me.
Yeah. So that was fine.
Yeah.
But it was-
okay. Yeah, not much yet. You're not a hardened vet.
No,
Like
not
the
yet.
part-time game,
Not
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
yet. Not yet. Yeah. I just. I'm young as.
You're
shit,
downtown,
like,
man. You can find something out here that's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always tough though. I always by default hate my job. I always tell people it's like once it becomes my job, I hate it.
Ooh, that's a nice loud phone call.
You can pick it up. We got a caller.
Mm.
Someone called in.
No, that's from my mom.
No.
She'll pick it up.
Okay.
Soon.
Oh, yeah. Someone's watching and I
Yeah.
text them.
Okay, I got picked up. All right,
There
we're
you
good. Might have to do some editing there for 416, the area code for Toronto.
Well, that's the least. That's the least big part of the whole number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good. They've got a long way to go from 416 to figure
Yeah.
that one out.
Yeah, but did anyone call it the 6 before Drake? Like,
No, the
you
6
started it.
The
right?
6 is actually a zone in Atlanta, and they've referred to the 6 as the 6, or that zone as the 6 for a very long time. I think he's not even the guy who came up with it, and he gave
Yeah.
respect to someone else. I'm gonna go, not really on a tangent, but
No,
have you heard of Jimmy Prime?
No, I'm educated.
So Jimmy Prime is an artist under like the OVO kind of umbrella, and he came up with the 6 apparently. And when Drake first started using it, he shouted out Jimmy Prime, like shout out Jimmy Prime, whatever hashtag the 6.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Prime, I actually knew him because he went to my brother's junior high school, and he was my brother's close friend. And my mom used to think he was the bad example for my brother. Turns out my brother was the bad example for him because he's killing it out here in the streets now. You know what I mean? And he's always a super nice dude, but apparently he's the one that came out with the 6.
Oh, cool.
I think he probably
So your brother must be so mad at your mom. It's like, I could have been in. Oh no.
No, my brother still like message like that dude will send my brother songs sometimes. Like before he releases them and shit. He probably send them to other people too. I don't think my brother is like top 3 people he pays attention to, but like they're still pretty close. He's
in the roster.
Yeah, when you get into trouble with someone, you form a connection. I think. And they got in trouble a fucking shit ton. So I think that's like a bond that it's like being a jail cellmate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
That was what their relationship was like in junior high school.
That's it.
But definitely no one called Toronto the Six before Drake.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's VIP for the price of a regular ticket now.
Hey,
so it's $15 instead of $25.
Okay, and that's just like a limited thing.
Yeah, I think it's for like the next week or something.
Well, so I want to go watch that Good Boys movies.
Oh, 100%. I love like Seth Rogen movies, man. I love them.
Oh so yeah, much. I grew up on that shit, man. That's my favorite. Like, they really.
I probably watch Superbad like once every 6 months.
Yeah, seriously.
Like that.
That came out. When I was in grade 12, dude, it was perfect time. Friends are going to university. You're trying to have the one last year with everyone together. Like, it felt like it was a
How
fucking
many people do you think
biography,
like had sex after going to see that movie? Like in your age bracket, like because that was like the lead in to like having that awkward conversation, right? Like because it probably kind of like demystified.
I went to a kind of school so my high school was different from my junior high school, and my high school was very like. A lot of like rich kids, and they had already been they'd been fucking since grade 7. You know what I mean? I got there and they're like, "This is the love of my life." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" You've been together 5 years. You're in grade 11. It was like one of those.
Yeah.
So I think American Pie for those kids was probably the one that was more influential in fucking than Superbad. Superbad was really like when it came out for us. The better part of it was it finally felt like you were watching high school students. You're like, these are, and it blew my mind.
It was genuine.
When I found out Jonah Hill was like 28 when he did that movie, I'm like, how the fuck was that? That was the greatest 18-year-old performance I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And this guy was 28
He played young
old.
really well.
He was amazing at it, yeah. And like,
I'd love to be able to like act in things.
I'm saying, man.
I can't play young.
You're always the doctor.
I could play the you know like the friend or something. I could play a divorced dad.
You're the you're the friend who gives advice. You know what I mean? The guru who's been through it already.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, Jason.
I said this joke the other day, but it's like I'm putting it out to the universe. I want to be in an action movie.
Want to be in an action movie?
Yeah, like I think I can get built enough that it makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
that's the kind of motivation you need, man.
Yeah,
I always told people, I want to get.
I look great in a suit. You know.
I want to get cast as Wolverine. That's my big. It'll never happen.
Ethnic Wolverine. So you could do a Bollywood version. You could do. I've
always thought about this. This is if they just commit to costume 95% of the movie. It's doable. That's the only way I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the way CGI is now, it doesn't have to be me anymore, dude.
Yeah.
I can motion capture another human being playing Wolverine. I'll fucking do it.
So you basically just want to do voiceover?
No, I just want to act like Wolverine and get away with it without being a weird guy on the street. Yeah, just really angry.
Did you see that video of Hugh Jackman recording?
Dude,
VO?
that was the most impressive shit ever.
Sir,
you're
it's
too
just
rich
him
to be
alone?
yelling like this, okay? Like
it's just him alone.
He's so into it,
and he had the claws on too, right?
Dude, he's doing this. I was like, whoa, this guy's crazy. I always imagine these guys are like sipping tea while they're voice acting.
The crazy thing is, because then you realize that they can't mic while they're recording that, right?
Yeah,
they can't
exactly.
so it's all voiceover because there's no place to put a mic pack or a mic, and you can't when he's writing like that, you can't have a boom mic or anything. So
that's one part of filming something that I realized.
I love seeing behind the curtain, man.
Dude, same. Like, I always tell you, I wish I was good enough to be a director. Because I would love to just hang out and watch them create it. You know what I mean? Like, do the voiceover, do the editing, all that shit is... I love the creativity behind it. Yeah. I just don't have the technical skill to do it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I just want to like see how it's all done.
The more you learn, right?
Yeah,
That's all it is, man. Like,
I mean, that's what we got to do now. Like you were saying earlier, we got to just come up with our own like weird little things and like just record them so that we can be funny and write and develop something and like this is we did this with no money. Give us money and like see what we can do.
See what happens. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I always tell people it's like for me because everyone always says like now that I do stand-up comedy, they're like so your goal is like. You want to like tour the world as a stand-up comedian. I'm like, honestly, if I could pick between that and like having my own TV show or like writing for a TV show even, I'd probably pick that. Like that's more I think for me like creativity.
So you're a writer. You're more of a writer than a performer, yeah.
I like the performance. I'm starting to fall in love with comedy. The more I do it, the more you start to like it. And it's become like a passion legitimately of mine. Yeah. But even stand-up comedy is the writing part that I like. I can't tell you it's a struggle for me to do a joke more than like 5 times, man. It like takes something out of me. I'm like, I'm so done with this material. Let me move on to the next because I'm always writing. I'm always creating ideas at least, and then trying to grow that shit. So I would love to write for a TV show. I write my own for that reason.
I feel that too. I get tired of material pretty quick. But like what I've like been doing, it's like I'll do a bit until I know it works, and once I know it works, I'll put it away. And then then I'll bring it back like maybe like once a month I'll bring it back I'll do it and then I'll be like all right it still works
and you're like it's good
I'll put it away
It is a cool feeling though when you perfect a bit almost or like get close to it.
I don't think I've done that. I think I've done that for like 2 bits.
It's really especially early on it's not something you do very commonly but when it happens you're like oh this hits every time. This is pretty sweet. It's when you start listening to yourself. That was my hardest thing to do.
I do that all the time.
I'm so bad at it,
I record it and I listen back.
I'm like afraid of it. I'm like hiding in my room away from the USB that has the files.
Well, I record it on my phone like in voice notes. So like just like whenever I'm out somewhere like just walking somewhere, I'll just be like okay, all right, let's do it. Because I'm gonna be listening to a podcast or like music or anyways.
Do something that you can like gain something out of.
It's painful. It's painful, man.
Man, it hurts.
It's so painful.
Yeah. But it's like it's also good because then when you hear the good stuff, that's when you start to build like the impression where you're like, oh, this is something that's plausible out here. You know what I mean?
And the thing is,
like it sounds like something I would have laughed at if that wasn't me. Even, you know what I mean? Like
And the important part, like to listening back, is like you always ad lib something in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you forget about it.
You forget about it fast.
And then it's like, and then you go back and listen, and it's like. That hit harder than anything I wrote.
Then you want to use that. You're like, exactly. Why isn't that part of the bit? 100%. That's where it really helped was adding on to your bit what's successful and what's not even.
I'm putting together like almost like at this point like a set that the through line is like something that I say after every bit because it doesn't make sense. I'll say it like because it doesn't ruin it. It's like I say like a bit and then it's like so that's my relatable material.
Oh, and you keep doing that.
And then I go into like another bit that's even more ridiculous. No one else is thinking of it. And that's the rest of my related. I'm gonna stick relatable for the rest of the set, and then I say another thing that no one else can like. Yeah.
And then you go back to.
And then like that's almost doing like a reverse Ellen DeGeneres.
You
like
keep mentioning that it's relatable when
and then it builds because like and then like at the end it's like they're laughing at not just because the bit is funny they get laughing. It's like this isn't relatable.
Well, you're kind of shoving it, rather than being like how unrelatable am I?
Yeah,
you're doing it the other way where you're sarcastically calling yourself relatable.
Yes,
allowing them to like that's a whole joke into itself.
And then that's
and
what
being a punchline after every single one.
And the good thing is like it's a theme without being a theme.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
You know, and so that lets me to jump around and stuff. And that's what I realized this like a couple of days ago that I can do it like that. And I was doing it without even like. I did it one night because I left a family party and I had quite a few drinks and I was just riffing on stage.
Okay,
and then I was just like, that was my relatable material. And then it's like afterwards, it's like, oh my god, that works. Like that works all the way through.
It's funny. I try not to drink when I perform, but every time I do, my friends who are there are always like, dude, you got to drink every time you perform, man. You're so much better. I'm like, fuck, why am I so much better when I drink?
Well, I think it's comfort level. You're looser, yeah. Like, I mean, I think what a lot of us are chasing is like how you can do comedy and stuff like 3 drinks in. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
exactly.
you've had 3 pints, right?
Yeah,
like, and
yeah.
then you get on stage
And
and
you're
you're like,
how am I?
you're not just like saying the material. You're like let's talk about.
Yeah, exactly. You're like
this, right?
interested in what you're saying.
You know how
all
like
of a
you,
sudden.
that guy you don't want to be around at the party who's just like who's like
How
let
important
me
are
tell
my
you
problems?
let me
Yeah.
tell you a story right now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. But like if you have that kind of like energy on stage, like it works
translates,
because you
man.
already have the
That's
you have
the
the
thing. They
microphone.
want you to
You're
be
in
that
charge,
guy.
right?
That's the
Like
whole
so,
thing.
so now it's like let me tell you. A story.
Yeah, I'm very much like I
Let
don't
me
want
spit
the
a yarn.
attention, but it's
Right.
about getting all the attention of the room, and so that's been like the one thing. But I've gotten better at it at the same time.
It's addictive.
I put a
It's
lot of
addictive.
and I do put a lot of time into it. Like I spend a lot of time thinking ideas and little riffs, even like on jokes, and I always say like what we were talking about. Like it takes a lot for me to retire a joke being like it's ready to
Yeah.
go, right? Like I'm always going back to that and like trying to add something to it.
Right.
It's a writing thing, and it's
Yeah.
an excuse
Yeah.
to. I always tell
I mean,
people,
it's
like,
good because like usually
It's
like
a-
your fifth thought is your best one, right? Like
Exactly.
even, like, but it's hard not to like, especially when you write a joke and you perform it and it works the first time.
Yeah.
It's so hard to like go and like change it.
Yeah.
Like
and
and this one bit that I had that I found funny. It's like I had to completely rejig how I delivered the thought in order for it to work.
Okay.
Like because it worked once
Yeah,
really
and then
well,
didn't really
and then
work.
I was like, and
So
then I
in the subject
tried
matter,
to keep
people
I
think
tried
it's
to
funny.
keep doing it
that way.
and then it didn't quite pop the same way. So then I
Mhm.
had to like it was hard for me to like shift how I deliver it.
You
now
guys-
it works.
Dude,
Now
I
it
took
works.
a comedy class, and a lot of people, that like I kind of started with would have like scoffed at that shit because you're like, you already kind of know what you're doing out here, and I did. I had a good like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I went and I did the comedy class, but it helped me so much, man. Like, it gives you the whole like you're not just writing like a conversation with the crowd, you're writing stand up comedy, and there's got like think about like where are you putting the premise.
Yeah.
Should you reword it so the joke hits harder?
Yes.
Because you don't say this word instead of this word. There was one class I remember they're talking about like words that sound funny together. And I'm sitting there like, holy shit, these are like cheat codes for writing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
your
And I love
K's,
that
your
stuff.
T's, your P's,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
they
like,
always hit harder.
like,
The
this is
pop
stuff that I
sounds,
never used
yeah.
to think of. I always just thought it was like, go on stage and be funny. I was very naive, right? And it is that. A lot of it is that.
Yeah. Well,
But
what
you
you're
can
doing
help
is like
yourself
with
be funny.
with all these tools, like you're never gonna like eventually like they all go into the pot, right? They all just go into
exactly.
the mix of what you're doing. So like you learn something new and then like you almost file it away and then like you don't even think about it, but it just
It becomes natural.
comes out.
That's
like
what it
right
is.
like and that's
Now
what
when I write jokes,
that's what I'm trying to do is like I
they're
just keep
structured.
adding new skills, right?
Yeah,
like that's
yeah.
it.
Well, that's what. So I was gonna say, it's like before what would be happening with me, when I'm performing is I was trying to cater to each crowd individually, but now it's about how does this crowd cater to me, right? Like
Right.
I'm gonna say this because I know this is funny, and the crowd will start to buy that. When you start believing in yourself, bro, it takes you fucking far. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and people feel it off you, right? They're like, he thinks he's being funny. And so they kind of loosen up and allow you to be funny
Yeah.
in front of them.
Well,
My
it's
favorite
just
feeling is
straight up
listening to the
confidence,
crowd
right?
is
Like
the
it's just
best.
straight up confidence because like
Yeah.
if you it's like an animal thing. If you show fear,
Yeah, exactly.
like then they'll know you're afraid.
Unless your
like,
shtick is fear.
yeah,
There's no- it's not advantageous to you.
But like when your shtick is fear, that almost comes across too. It's a body. It's like it's almost like a chemical
Exactly.
pheromone thing. Like
Yeah.
like they can smell real fear. Like so when you're playing on fear, that's funny.
It's the level of commitment, right?
Yes.
If you want to do a certain energy, you have to commit to it the whole fucking time you're up there. You can't be super excited for one joke and then act dry humor for the other one. It'll start getting them a little confused, like what's going on.
Yeah.
You got to be semi-consistent. You know what I mean, with your level of energy up there on stage. And
I mean the hard
that's
thing
been
is
the fun part for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to enjoy myself up there. Before it used to feel like fucking torture.
Right.
I'm up there, I'm like regurgitating these jokes and they're hitting and all that, but I'd walk off like, I don't even remember what joke I did. Like I just kind of fucking, you go up there and it's like everything, like you're being, like it's an exorcism.
Yeah,
and it's all
everything's
your
being-
thoughts just coming out.
being pulled
and
out of you.
yeah, exactly. And they're responding to it, but they don't realize like, to you, you're like,
Do you
just
do
happy
this?
you're
Do you change up your energy from time to time on stage? Like do you try and deliver like the same jokes differently? like, because what I've been doing is like when I first perform a joke, I kind of do it at like 110%. Like I throw myself into it.
Yeah.
But once I know it works, I find I almost pull back a bit with how I'm delivering it, and just kind of let the idea speak for itself. Like, and then come back into it like when I want it to really hit, like, because like almost like putting myself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the style you'd rather prefer. I always tell people this, like, the first way you do a joke isn't the style you want it to be. It's just the style that like you're qualified to do at that time. And once you start doing jokes enough, where it becomes, that's how comics feel about every bit, right? Like professional ones. They've done them all hundreds of times, thousands of times. Yeah. And so as you get more comfortable with a joke, you realize how you want to present the joke. And I've had that happen where, like, there was a joke where I would be, like, super energetic about it and, like, visual with everything. Now I kind of lean. I love when there's a wall, so I can, like, lean back. And I know what punchline's coming, like, 2 lines away. So you bring your energy up to get that one. Yeah. And so that's just, like, that's, like, one of the bigger advantages for me for doing jokes multiple times is finding the different styles that each one hits. As a writer, it sucks because you write jokes in different styles. I don't write jokes that are like a Zain type of humor. I write a joke that sounds like a certain kind of comic, and then I write another joke that sounds like a certain kind of comic.
You're influenced, yeah.
Not even influenced, like
genres. So you really are a writer because you're slipping into different voices, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's like. I think that topic is said funny in this kind of voice, so I want to write it that way. And then I do those jokes enough that it becomes my way. It all kind of becomes consistent. Yeah. But the first ones are always like, it's like watching YouTube clips where you see a funny thing on like, oh, that guy's take on. Let's watch the 2-minute video on A&W Bunny Burger, and then
what's hilarious is that I did. Like, you know when Anthony Jeselnik's new special came out?
Yeah.
I loved it. I watched it, right? Yeah. Like 2 weeks after I watched it, I went and did Bompton's Top Comic. That's the one where you get roasted, right? Where you get roasted, right? Like by Peter Fraser and another one, Like when I did it, there was a guest host, so he wasn't there. That's why I didn't remember that it was revealed. True. Yeah. So like I did that, and then I did my set there, and like I did pretty well. But then like Angelica Scanura was doing the roasting, and she was like, "So I like your impersonation of Anthony Jeselnik." So and then I thought about it, I was like, I was doing Jeselnik. I was doing Jeselnik. Exactly. Like I was doing my material, but I was doing Jeselnik's cadence. And then I was like, oh my god, yeah.
It's
so
little things like that.
Without even realizing, right?
And you don't realize it until you're surrounded by comics all the time, because that's how they see this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they pick on it like, I don't know how many like laughs I must have gotten away with in high school. Just copying some comic unintentionally, and it's like just delivering it the way. And these normal people haven't seen the deep cuts. You know what I mean? So they don't know that's a reference to like a 1985 set. You know what I mean? From fucking. Like,
they don't know you're doing T.J. Miller.
Yeah, exactly. They have no idea. You know what I mean? They're like, that's a great take on slushies. You know, like it's not original, but like you can get away with that shit. But when you're trying to make comic, is like even a topic you bring up, like someone else has a bit like that. You're like, man, like. You want me to talk about nothing? Like, you know how many comics there are? Every fucking person online.
I think I do that though. Like, if I hear a premise that someone else is doing, even kind of related to mine, I'm like, I'm never doing that joke again. Like, I just try
to change it.
But like,
I get the challenging part of it.
Like, I might still find that topic funny, but then I have to come up at a different way.
Are you talking about a comic? Like, you see someone special and they have a joke.
Yes.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Or if I see like other people on stage that are kind of talking about the same topic. I'm like I don't want to be it's not that I don't want to be accused of stealing. I don't even want to be associated with like their thinking. If they could think of that, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Like I want to be.
I had that feeling with Shea Durena. Fucking love that guy. He's my favorite.
I think I've seen him once.
No way. I've had him headline twice at my show, and like if it was up to me, he'd headline every show. He's my favorite. But he has a really good joke on movies, going to the movies. Not just movies, but like experiencing the movies. Yeah. And I've had a little bit that I've been like for a couple of years just working on, because I go to the movies a lot too. Yeah. And like I remember sitting there listening to him like, fuck, that's so much funnier. Like, I thought my show was like, that's genius. You go to the movies, you have these complaints, and in his, I'm like, that's just so good.
So observant.
And so it's like for me, it's not big like problem because like I think I can write about anything. So I'm like, all right, on to the next topic. But it must suck when it's like the topic you're banking on, like your fucking closer joke, and someone else does a better take on it.
I think that's my strength right now is that like I feel like my output's very high of like how quickly like I come up with new bits and like so like I never had that famine mentality of like like I'm married to this joke. There's not gonna be another one.
No, exactly.
Like no, like I trust myself. Man, I'm gonna write another thing that's funnier
you
tomorrow.
Probably have to, exactly. That's my mentality. Is like by default, what I write after this joke is gonna be funnier because I don't think I've maxed out. You know what I mean? So it's like
you always want to be getting better, right? Like so,
better.
like when actually I think it was Ali Banks said this one time to me. Like I hosted Matt Devy's roast show and like with Andy and after she was like hey you know what, like that was the best I've ever seen you on stage. And she was like I hope that doesn't offend you, and I'm like no, not at all.
That's
like,
what you want.
Like if today was the best day I've had on stage,
then come watch
amazing, because I needed all of the yesterdays, I needed all of the previous ones to get this good today.
Exactly.
So like amazing.
That's exactly.
That's a great compliment. Yeah, and like
people always say that, and you're like, that's
I don't get people who who get offended at like people saying you're getting better. Like what?
I would say you get offended if you are doing the same material. So that's why like, I've had people say that to me. I'm like, oh, that just means this material is better, but to them, if you said it to them, that means the same material 2 months ago somehow wasn't funny, you know what I mean? And so I think that might just be the trade-off. Is like, if you're hosting, you're probably doing a lot of riffing, right?
Yeah. So
that's all original shit, and that's being funny on stage.
I was writing roast jokes about everyone.
For all the people
that was coming up.
What was your favorite roast that night? Of yours?
Of mine? I really liked the one I did about Ali, and she'll probably listen to this because she said she wanted to be on the podcast. And I'll tell her that I met you on this this episode. It's I wrote that it's like Ali Banks. What's it called? It's so interesting to see someone with a mom cut that's so unqualified to be around children, like. And then like she came with just like her regular hair, like, but like on her Instagram and stuff, she always has like a bunch of wigs on. And so I was hoping she would come in with like with one of those on. So I wrote another one that I told her that I never got to say. It's like Ali Banks, the only white girl I think of when I hear the word weave.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so like, but I didn't get to say it because she didn't have anyone on, so like it wouldn't make sense. So like I was like,
you gotta go home now.
So that's why I said it on here because I want that joke to live. That's a good one.
Exactly.
It's a good, I like that bit.
The world deserves that.
It deserved to be said.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine you still tried to pull it out.
And people would just be like, what?
She comes up on stage. I was like, what the fuck was that guy talking about? Is he blind?
Yeah, she just buries me. Yeah. Even though she knows it makes sense. Like,
no, exactly.
Yeah, because I told her afterwards.
Like sweating to the hard roast, but luckily no one will ever know.
Just beads of sweat, the wig slips. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. But
how's the hosting been, man? Good.
Yeah. It was
you hosted Liberty Laughs as well, right?
Yeah, that was good. That was good too.
I've hosted that one.
Yeah,
I love that
room. I love that room.
So dope, man.
My favorite part, brick wall.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Yeah.
And every time I go there, I'm like, brick wall. And then it's like people like, you really like that brick wall? I'm like, come on. When you started, you wanted to perform at the Comedy Cellar. You wanted to perform in front of that
he's
brick wall.
He's got to put up like a thing behind it, like a Liberty Lowell's poster.
Yeah.
Because it would be perfect, dude. Yeah, it's a dope spot. Yeah.
Like just pay like $1,000 for a neon sign, just right there.
Exactly. Next week.
Yeah.
Cyrus is like, place is closing. We spent too much money on the neon sign. We don't sell enough coffee for that expense.
That's funny. But
I love that spot, man.
It's a good one. I want to get into more hosting because like I want to work on my crowd work, and I think that's the only way to do it, right?
That's been the best part of having my own show or a show with someone.
Yeah,
is being able to host. It really ups your game, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like every time I host...
lets you slip into different energies and riff and like just be like, hey, how's your night going? Like,
and it kind of, like, it forces you, when you get off the stage and you're done your material, to then have to get back on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a cool part of it. Like,
and like you come up with new material that way too, just because like you
don't
like
want to do all
no,
your
because like
material.
someone will do a joke and then that'll hit really hard, and then you can go in and talk about that topic.
Dude, I've
riff.
had some of the funniest stuff that's come out of my mouth has been riffs because of a joke another comic made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being able, and I'm that guy in the crowd where in my head I'm like, fuck, there's such a funny response to that. I wish, like, can I perform at your next show so I can say something? You know what I mean?
I did this mic yesterday and just ate it. It was so much fun.
Which one?
Like it was just all comics there. It was at Emmett Ray's.
Okay,
Emmett Ray's.
yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. It was
Okay.
It was just all comics in this back room, and then like it was hot, and then everyone was irritated, and I went up like right before the headliner that they had, and like so everyone was just done
with it.
and it was just comics, so everyone had already gone up, so they were
Yeah.
just like, I just want to get out of here. Let's get this over with.
Yeah.
So I tried to like cut the tension. So like this other lady had gone up before. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Can't remember, but she went up and she was wearing a crop top and she, like with a skirt, and she was just like, man, doing comedy in a crop top, I feel self-conscious right now. And then so when I went up, I like took my t-shirt and I went like this, and then I went like doing comedy in a crop top, I feel self-conscious.
That's so good.
Nothing.
Nothing.
And I was just like, okay.
You're standing there with a crop top, like an idiot.
And then I just had to like
put your shirt and say, so how about airplane food?
And then I was just like, all right,
this
is gonna go poorly after this, and then so I was like, I've lost all credibility.
I love when you go right away. The whole set's not working. And it's like,
and then it was supposed to be like 5 to 6 minutes or whatever. I did 4 and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm done. I was like, I did 2 more jokes. I'm like, all right, whatever, bye.
What's the shortest set you ever had to do?
Yeah, probably 4 minutes.
I did a 3-minute set once, and I'm the kind of guy where my material
actually it was like the most
long.
recent. I did 4 minutes at your show because like Dan was like we booked too many people, and I was like, you do 4 minutes. I was like, all right, whatever.
Okay. You did 4 minutes at my show?
Yeah. But I did great though. I didn't think it was a great 4 minutes. Like I got a good video of me doing that ramen bit, and like
nice. That's a good one actually.
I like that one. The best part was like where the camera was. There was a guy sitting right next to it, and after I got off stage, he was like, "That was really good." You set it right next to the camera, and I was like, "Oh, that's great.
Amazing." I want to know who it is because I probably know him. That's hilarious.
I'll show you the video after.
Show me after. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I like
that.
I
did 3 minutes.
I love that. I sent it to you like probably 8 times that night.
So
close
to
they were right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was just like, I love that room.
Yeah. No, that room is. I'm.
Isn't it tonight?
No. So it's next one is September 5th.
Okay.
We had it last week.
Is that a Wednesday or Thursday? It's a Thursday. Is it every 2 weeks then?
No, so that's the thing is it's every first and third Thursday.
Right.
So every 2 weeks, some months you'd have 3 shows. We want to get to a point though where it's every 2 weeks.
Right.
But then it's not consistently like first and third, so it gets weird. Like you don't know which 2 weeks is the 2.
It's hard to be consistent with your marketing then.
Exactly. I think we're gonna switch to like second and fourth. I don't know. We're figuring it out, but I'm starting to love it, man. It's starting to really grow. The last show was the best one, dude. That was like my birthday show. I like used it as an excuse. My birthday was this Monday, but it was last Thursday, and
so you just pulled out your chits in,
dude. I did like
and everything,
and like a lot of people came through. It was good energy. I did like 15 minutes off top just because I was like, who the fuck is going to tell me not to? And that's the best thing about doing it. And like it killed. It was actually good. I at least thought it was a good set. And it was a fun night.
Man, I love long sets now, man.
Dude, it's the only way for me.
I can't fucking... It's
so
hard
for
me.
The chore for
like,
me,
I went to Winona's yesterday, and like I got on the list. I was 16th. I left. I was like, I don't even want to go up. I don't even want to go up because I had just eaten it at that other place, and I was like, we went to Shark Club and got wings instead.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, honestly, like
got an IPA, 2 pounds of wings, and mowed my face down.
For me, like 10 minutes now is the sweet spot, man. Give me 10 minutes.
I love going to Hardwood Blues out in Ajax. I love that spot.
I think I'm doing the general one on Friday.
In Oshawa?
Yeah. next Friday. I told him, I'm like, I'd love to headline if you need me to.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. If I can headline that'd be like.
I-
I've done a couple of 20-minute sets before.
I think I want to go talk to him about that too, because every time I've gone there, I've killed. So like
Yeah.
I want to see if they'll.
One of the first times I ever performed was a 20-minute set. That was wild, dude.
Where?
That was this is.
I want to hear that story. Let's hear that story. Yeah.
Okay, so this is way back.
You're good for time, right?
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another 40 minutes. Let's take it to 2
Let's
hours.
do it. Let's do it. So what was it? This is when I kind of like I had been doing stand up a little bit, but not too much at all. This is I want to say 2016, and I have a group of friends who are a band, Lipstick Junkies. Check them out. If are they still doing music under that name? But if they are, they're dope.
You can tell me and I'll plug it at the top.
They're actually great.
Yeah.
But they needed someone to open for them, and they're like, "You do comedy, right?" And I was like, "You never say no to a gig."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah.
They're like,
$500.
Yeah. They're like, "We need someone," because my other friend who was a rapper, he was gonna be the second. Like it was gonna be me, like 10 minutes in the beginning, then the rapper, then the band, and he was running late, so that we actually needed to do 20 minutes. And at this point, I hadn't done a lot of material, and I was like, I've only memorized 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then I went back to my notes and shit. I'm looking through other material before the set, and it went pretty well, man. Like, it couldn't have been that well, because it was like, I would say, in the first, 10 times I performed, you know what I mean?
And it also probably wasn't in the best venue, for
dope,
comedy.
though.
But
they were there for music, but I had
if people aren't expecting comedy, it's hard for them to sit through it.
It was a hostel basement. It was nice. There was a bar and shit, and it was good. I won't say the crowd was there for comedy, and I had them laughing, so it was fun. It was just crazy to me. Then after that, having to go to only 5 minutes. Because I prepped for this 20-minute set.
Man, I do 20. I got a tight
I'm like,
20.
yo, I'm like, 14 is when I'm most comfortable, though.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, who are you? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you bring people. That's all I need to know.
And then you look back, you're just like, I didn't have 14.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, I had a decent 4.5.
I have to go back and watch.
Exactly.
I have to go back and watch the video of my first time on stage. I wanna watch it.
When was the first time?
At the Rivoli on the Tuesday.
Oh shit!
The Bringer
was
show.
it the night we met each
Probably, yeah.
Because I remember
it was
when
a
I
Tuesday.
Met you, it was an early it was either your first time or
October
your second
6th,
time.
man. I think that was my first, or November 6th. I think that was
That's
my first
the one
time.
I was on,
Yeah, I think that was my first time on
I
stage.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
you brought out a lot of people. I remember that. Yeah,
I brought like 5 people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot in comedy.
I got the 7 minutes.
Comedy numbers.
They gave me the 7 minutes. And, it was my first time on stage, and I was just
I love doing
it was
the
amazing.
one, man.
It's amazing.
I've done it.
I'm gonna do the
times.
September one, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm working that night, but I'll try to switch it out. I love doing Rivoli. It's my problem.
I think I'm gonna call in my friend shits for that night too. I'm gonna
That's
be like,
the one, bro.
fucking come.
That's the one.
Fucking
Yeah,
come. I want to kill.
These days, it's like if you bring 3 people, you get on, for sure. So bring 5, get that 7 minutes, dude. Kill it.
Yeah,
I've had a couple sets up there that I've killed. I love it when you kill on that stuff.
I did 3 bits. I did 4 bits that my first time there. I did 7 bits. I did 4 different jokes, and they were all long because I thought they had to be right.
Yeah.
So I
had to learn how to cut the fat. Yeah.
I had 3. Okay, so I had 4 bits. I had 1 that killed.
Yeah.
I had 1 that did pretty well. 1 that was also did pretty well. 1 that absolutely bombed.
Okay.
And so I had.
What was it? I probably remember.
It was the one about lesbians not knowing what a blowjob is and me explaining it to them.
I think.
You remember that one? It's gotta get some air in there and then let all the air out, and that's why it's called a blowjob. It's
yeah.
I think it'll still work as a tag now, but I really I really milked
right?
that was the punchline, right? I think that'll work. If I just buried it into another thing
Another
about
joke
blowjobs,
about.
that would be a good 15-second. Tag, right?
Little,
little add-on, and I think that's how a lot of the bits you first write,
that's the stuff,
they live as,
that's
they might they might be a funny idea, but they just end up being this goes into this other 5-minute bit, you know.
Well, that was when I was doing that comedy class. That was this year. I was doing it, and a lot of the other guys were amateurs, had never performed, they never performed stand-up before, and I could tell that kind of stuff. Because they do a joke, and I'm like, that's a funny tag. But right now, that's all they know. So they're like trying to stretch it. It's what we watch these guys doing it like fucking geniuses while we're watching specials and stuff. And so you think you're like, I can make anything into a 2-minute bit, but you really can't. Sometimes the joke that you think of is only the one joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's not
it's
much
supposed to be a
else
one-liner attached to this other topic.
Exactly, yeah. And so you catch that a lot.
I just saw Tom Segura.
Yeah.
At the Sony Center.
Okay, how was he?
Amazing,
He's hilarious.
Man.
Yeah.
Amazing. He did like 75 minutes.
Yeah.
And it flew by. Like I
That's
did
the
barely.
best,
I mean,
yeah.
I had had quite a few drinks,
Okay.
but like but it was
the screen was black the whole time.
He murdered.
I think you were blacked out.
He absolutely murdered. And the best part was that he was murdering.
Yeah.
But right behind me, there was this guy who I didn't get a look at him, but he was like he must have been like a conservative like religious dude or something. Like he didn't have like a very no he loved like some of it, but sometimes he'd be like, oh, that's too far.
Oh.
And that was so funny because having that commentary
you're having
almost
like the
made
angel
it so
on one side, the devil on the other side.
Because I was loving it. I was howling. Everything was like making me die, and like I just couldn't stay still. I was laughing so hard. That's and like I was sweating because I was laughing so hard, and this guy was just like he was like sort of like the foil of like you shouldn't be laughing.
That's amazing.
And then that made it even funnier. It's like it was almost created like a church vibe. Yeah, you know, like where you're not supposed to laugh because this guy that makes it so much funnier.
You're like, sorry, Father. He's like, excuse me. I remember once leaving a Bill Burr show, and there was a couple walking behind me. And the girl was like, how can you like that guy? And the guy was like, oh, no, someone just gave me these tickets. And I'm like, he's trying to backtrack, so he thought she would love it, and she probably fucking hated it. And now he's acting like he doesn't even know who Bill Burr is. Yeah, exactly.
That relationship wasn't going to last, eh?
Yeah.
You got to be honest with them.
You got to let them know what kind of...
They got that's one of the things you need. You gotta have similar senses of humor, or at least be respect like the other person's sense of humor.
Yeah, that's a more important thing. If you downplay what they think is funny, that's hurting.
Yeah.
Never less.
You could be like I don't find it that funny, but you enjoy it. Like
you gotta
I can respect
be a good cook to get away with that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean? All right, so I have this question that I always like to ask toward the end, and like it kind of helps like wrap up the whole thing, and like I've always gotten really interesting answers.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me about like if you look back on your life, like tell me about your best day, and what I mean by that is like when you watch a movie.
Yeah.
And you love it, and you like want to rewatch it because you pick up different things.
Yeah.
Right, like. Walk me through a day that you'd love to be able to go back to. Like if you woke up tomorrow morning, you get to relive that whole day. You can't like change anything. You can't you can't do anything differently. Yeah. But you just get to relive that day. Again.
So these are time travel rules I'm not used to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay, best day. Oh man. It's usually tough to have two good things happen in one day. That's asking a lot. I'm just like, what's the one thing that I had a really good time with?
Yeah.
I'd probably say best day, it would be something with family, man. Like, that's stuff that I hadn't had too much of, so I appreciate it a lot when it happens. Looking back, probably something like, I went to London with my family when I was pretty young, like 13, 14.
Yeah.
It was just super fun, man. Like, going... traveling. It was first time in London. It was my sister and my brother and my dad. At that point, my parents were divorced, so I hadn't seen my dad in a while. And just I went for shisha for the first time, like fish and chips in London for the first time.
Great.
Like seeing my dad for the first time after a while.
Yeah.
Me, my brother, and my sister are always really close. So getting to hang out with them.
That does
like,
that too, right?
Friends.
Like you become a team, right?
When your parents split, you get together. Yeah, I always say, honestly.
I mean, like because you're on a team, right? Like
exactly.
And like sometimes there can be like different like you can pair off differently, right?
Yeah.
But when you have that split, it's got to force you to just like we're the constant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like our relationship is the constant. So
yeah.
I guess you guys stopped fighting as much after the
we
split,
would we started
yeah.
agreeing more. We're
yeah.
like, oh, you think they're crazy too, and then we just
gives you something to bond over.
Over that, yeah. But so as a kid, that would probably be my best memory. As an adult.
So like, what did you guys do on the trip? Like what was your favorite part?
Probably doing shisha for the first time.
Yeah.
Man. Like with my
walk
family.
me through. Like
that was the first time I
Where'd you
realized
go?
like I'm very like, as a kid I was very reserved. Okay,
Right.
I didn't do it. My brother was the talker. Everyone's always surprised when I'm the stand-up comic.
Yeah.
Cause like, but your brother was the funny one. I'm like, oh, thank you. That means a lot. And he's hilarious. But I was very quiet.
But you do it
reserved.
professionally now.
I was doing. I was like, when I was the quiet kid in the corner, I had some heat in my head going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there were some punchlines that were murdering in my head. You know what I mean? So you guys don't even know.
You gotta say, don't you find this? We'll get right back to your story.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Like you ever like be outside of a comedy show or whatever, you're talking to other comedians, you're riffing, like you're just joking with each other, and you come up with something. It's like that's an amazing bit that I can never do.
Yeah. They thought this was a normal conversation.
It lives here.
It
will never happen again.
Yeah. Like maybe I'll.
No one else can know that I said these things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we will never mention it again. I'll tell you off, Mike.
But
like,
people like, I'm never off. When people are like, "Are you ever off?" I'm like, "Nah." Like I'm constantly.
It's always working, man. Like that.
But I grew up not having to speak all my thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that's like I need to tell everyone what I'm thinking. Like I can sit back and not speak and still be in my own. I don't get bored.
Don't you love like when you go to parties, you get to stand next to a buddy and you just get to sit and just be like. Just bullshit to each other about like talking about the people
that's
there.
the best.
I love people watching, man. Like you know where I learned that is like me and my dad. Like we used to like my family is really close, so we used to like probably every 2 weeks we'd all go like shopping at the mall together. Like we'd all like so like me and my dad would like just chill outside of like whatever store me and my mom and sister were in like that we didn't care about. So we would just lean against the railing and like look down like a floor, like walk around and just talk about like
chill,
and like you know
best,
and just people watch and talk about it and like we would just like make little jokes to each other and like it was great.
You only bond with someone when you together you disconnect from the rest.
Yes.
And so you're connected, but you're like.
That's why I love doing this shit, man.
It is
I love
fun.
doing this because like when else are we gonna sit down and talk for an hour and 40 minutes?
Right?
Yeah, like
unless we're driving somewhere.
Yeah,
together,
and it takes a while to get to this, and like that's what I'm finding now. It's like. I you know Dino Bletsis?
Yeah.
Like he did this and like we sat here for like an hour and a bit like I feel like our friendship jumped like 6 rungs. Like because
you're kind of skipping the steps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I started it like by saying like I made this like joke off the top. I was like we sat down. He's sitting where you're sitting, and I was just like, so I'm gonna start this like an insecure middle schooler. I feel like we're friends.
You're like, do I have to introduce myself?
Yeah.
You know my name, right?
It's like
just double checking.
Just like, do you like me?
What's your favorite color? Like
what's your MSN?
Yeah. What horoscope are you?
Yeah. What time were you born?
Yeah.
Have you had people ask you that? It's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
They're like, you need to know so we can know what moon
Mercury is in retrograde for you. It's like, what? I don't.
You're like, listen, man.
I think I was born at 5:06. I think.
They're like, it's a very thin line between being.
Guys, if you're gonna listen to this, by the way, I believe it's 5:00 in the afternoon is when I was born. But
is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's what you're going by. You're quoting that.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to check with my mom.
I do this thing. I'm a fucking psycho in this sense. I give people fake information to see if they know enough to figure it out. Right? I do it a lot, man. And just to be like, let's see if they're actually
just testing.
If they're backing what they're saying, you know what I mean? Like, if someone would be like, "Yo, did you watch like the Lakers last night?" I'll be like, "Yeah, man. Kevin Durant scored 20." Or not that obvious, but something like that, right? Or just to catch him like slipping.
Yeah.
So I would do that with horoscopes all the time. I'd be like, they'd be like, "What horoscope are you?" I'm like, "Oh, Taurus." I'm like, "Oh, you're such a Taurus." And I'm like, am I like, yeah, this? I'm like, I'm actually a Leo. I thought that was dope. And it's so funny seeing them in their face, like, how dare you prove that I'm full of shit? Like, how dare you to my face prove that I'm full of shit?
My friends that are listening to this are probably screaming at the whatever the device they're listening on because I pretend I know a lot of stuff a lot, like, and like I have an incredible poker face.
Okay, so you're good at it.
So like I'll be able to be like, I'll just say something and then I'll just look at them and then they'll act as though I'm serious and then like respond as though I'm serious, and then they'll go into the whole answer and like being super sincere, and then I'll just look at them like.
You just want them to, That's amazing.
What are you gonna realize? That's why I think I'll be good at acting and stuff, because I could commit. I can really commit. I can commit.
I can't keep a.
And I can like. That's why I'm pretty good at improv that way too, because like I could just like, I'll commit to a character.
That's why
I'll hold it.
I actually like Jimmy Fallon because everyone thinks he's always laughing. I'm that guy. Like, I can't keep that straight face. And I think Jimmy Fallon just genuinely laughs at everything. I don't think he only laughs at funny stuff. He just laughs. If you make anything slightly
That's why he's a good host, man. Like you need someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, he likes what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people hate on him. And I used to like him on SNL, and I was like, he used to ruin every fucking, like,
he'd break every sketch. But why do you think he was still there? Because it worked.
Because it worked. He became likable off it. You know what I mean? That's
people appreciate that.
Not every host needs to be like sharp, like a Conan O'Brien or 100%. Something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like it's different. They all have their different products, right?
Yeah.
So
but I'm that guy. Like sometimes I'll be with people and they're like, "Yo, when Harry gets here, say this."
Yeah.
And like halfway through saying it, I start breaking. Like we shouldn't have.
Oh man, I'll commit to that so
I can't keep
so
a straight
hard.
face. Yeah.
Like I like that bit. Like when you're in an elevator. Like I'll like I've done it with people. It's like, let's fake fight. When people get in the elevator, and they're just like, just act as though we're having a huge spat, like a huge argument. Just make that person feel super awkward. And the hilarious part is like, I'm giving them a great story.
Yeah,
like that's what they'll walk out and they'll be like, dude, you don't want like these people were about to like stab each other, like
over Star Wars.
Oh my god, and like. It's so good when you get to do things like that without having to say it. Like,
that's actually
just like a light wink, and I'll do that like with other comedians, like in a conversation, just like act as though like we'll like pretend something like you know, so the newer comedian who's there in the group like doesn't know what's happening. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't know that we're friends, so like we just like act as though we hate each other. Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I took sociology in university, and that was for me the best shit. Is all the experiments they do, all the social experiments. It's so fascinating seeing humans studied, because like I think by default your mindset is like learn based off what you're surrounded by.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, there's so many fucking people that just because you know 3 people that like a certain thing doesn't mean people like that certain thing.
Right.
And like seeing shit like, what's that one? Do you know like social experiments?
Yeah, I took psych. I took two
Okay.
psych ones. You could drop them like the marshmallow and all that.
Is the Milgram experiment the one with the seeing how authority can control your actions, where they're like putting up the thing, and then they actually like in their head they kill someone every time.
Yeah.
But it's because someone keeps telling them to put it up a level.
Yes.
Even after the recording is like my heart is hurting.
I want to go watch. I have yet to watch the movie about the Stanford prison experiment. I want to watch that.
That's the most fucked up experiment. That should like change, right? Like
how they do experiments.
It's the Michael Jordan of experiments, because they like made them change the rules of what an experiment is.
Yeah.
After that,
because they started really abusing people.
Dude, it got so real so fast that it's alarming. You know what I mean? You're like, it took that guy 45 minutes to become a cop in his head. Like, that is crazy.
Well, you give people the authority, right? Like, you give people like the opportunity, and they'll just take advantage of it.
The getting the power part is kind of understandable. It was the other part that scared me the most with that shit, is like, the people that were like picked as prisoners actually started feeling like lesser. You know what I mean? That's wild to me. It's like,
that's nuts.
Because obviously, you know, looking outside the box, you're like, no matter how much that guy acts like a real cop, I won't let him treat me like I'm lesser.
Well,
but then it just happens. It's fucking
your
human.
Body almost like everything about you changes the second you're able to identify as something else.
And that's
right?
what
Like,
it is.
I mean, and like let's take it back to comedy and like and that stuff, like, because when you like, I feel like my demeanor changed on stage around other comedians when I kind of felt like I've earned my place.
Okay.
You know, like I felt like I've done enough shows, like I bombed, I've done well, I've developed enough material that I feel like I can I can go on a show and do well and like have people
And
respect me, right? Like and like so like once you have that confidence in yourself, you change. Like how you act changes, and I feel it. And like Andy's like Andy like talked to the other like, where'd all this confidence come from?
You realize it, you're being a bit too like.
Yeah.
Bully yourself out here.
Yeah. And like just because like I feel like more comfortable like roasting people and like making jokes and stuff like and then like
Dude,
like and then I'm like and then it's like not because I'm like trying to like you know make fun of you. It's like but come back at me, come on, like let's do it like come on, let's have fun with each other.
Yeah, you just want to spar when you're not even.
Dude, I need new self-deprecating material. Come up with something that I hadn't thought of.
Please say something.
That's why I'm always disappointed when people try and roast me. It's like, really, that's it?
When they try to roast you, you want them to like you shit
on you? Come on, get into it. Do something better. It's like I've thought of that. I've hated myself. I've cried in the shower about that already. Like let's move on.
Go to like the simple shit. I'm like, come on. Like, I've got like 12 minutes of material on that topic. Come on, like hit me with something I don't know.
Dude, I got like 8 nipple jokes, man.
Like,
you can't talk about that anymore.
Like, do something
let's move
else.
on. That's the obvious thing.
I think with comedy, the shit that shifts the most is just your ability to like. At least for me, now I'm confident with strangers. That was something that wasn't the case. Mm-hmm. I remember I'd start new jobs and like it take me a couple weeks for people to be like, oh, like you're talkative, you know what I mean? Because I just I don't care enough, right? I do my own thing. I go chill with my friends when I see them, and I'm okay.
Yeah, and you turn it on when you need to.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Now, like you said earlier, now
comedy
you're
feels
always
like
on.
I'm always hanging out with my friends now. You know what I mean? Which is. Like, how funny I was with them is how funny I am now in general.
The best thing about hanging out with other comedians, like a lot of people like don't like the politics and stuff of it. I just stay out of that, and I just think like I enjoy people's company. So like the thing is like a conversation with comedians when you're all on is like the best, almost like the best conversation you've ever had with your friends.
No, exactly.
Right, like the best conversation you've ever had with your friends, where you're all laughing and dying. That happens so often around other comedians. You know how many times like I move because I'm laughing, that I actually need to relocate. Like that happens so rarely. Like where I have to go slap a wall because I'm like, oh my god,
that's because everyone is what you are. For friends. Where it's
and like we're all good at setting each other up. Like something you say, even if it's not funny, you know that the next thing that guy says will be funny because of what you said.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you always have that faith that it's coming, right? Like it's always building.
There, like, how the fuck did you think of that so fast? That's so good. You know what I mean? Yeah. You always get that. Yeah.
Oh man, that's I love that, man. Like that's
why. You're funny people, man. That's the best shit.
That's it. Yeah. So. That was a good conversation. It was nice getting to know you. Like we did like we're an hour and 50 here, so like let's we'll spin the wheels of like closing the hatch on the conversation. So like where do you normally perform? Like throw out your socials, let people know what they want. Like give your last thoughts on what you want to like wrap up on. And stuff like that.
Well, hey, thank you for having me, dude. This is dope, man. I'm excited for you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the. I like to think I'm a good conversationalist. That we got to talk to. That's the hope. Is like what I want to be able to do. It's like because the podcast I enjoy. It's like the host is asking the questions you would want answered.
Okay.
As like when you're listening to a conversation like at a restaurant and you're sitting and you're listening over like and something. It's just
You're like,
I want to try and like voice the questions that people are thinking, because that's kind of what this is. Like whoever's listening or watching is like it's like they're sitting the next table over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
And occasionally,
I like to think I gave good answers.
100%. Like I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked getting to know you better. So like
that's cool, man. You got a good thing going. You got a couple guests that have done it already, so you're getting comfortable, man.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get into it. Like, and it's good that we're wrapping up because you can hear the garbage truck come by.
Get that trash out of here. It's about to. Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna smell so bad in a second.
Is it?
Oh, because like they crush those bags and that just put like.
It's all good.
And it's all good. But, so what's your Instagram, Facebook, whatever?
Shit.
Like, what stuff?
Really, just my Instagram is like the main one I push. At Insane Zain. Zain is spelled with an I, not a Y. Like
I'll put it in the description of all of the stuff, but like just tell jog people's memory. Like maybe they're like, oh, this guy's cute. I gotta send him a DM. So,
dude, if you get anything like that, please send them my way. I'm like, oh my god, I'm cute. Wait till you see the figurines in my room. Then you're really
oh my god,
adorable.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there. That's my Lego room. That's my Lego room.
I'm like, oh, that's my little brother.
You don't know the password. You don't know that password. Oh, bringing it all back.
I'm gonna have to Airbnb tonight. Yeah. If the girl wants to hang out. Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
That's good shit. All right. Well, I appreciate you doing this.
Hey, dude,
Thank you.
Anytime, man. Yeah.
All right.
Anytime.
Well, this is I'm not sure which episode this is gonna be. Thanks for listening to outside or watching Outside the Party. I had a great time doing it.
Shout out to my YouTube people. Please say racist comments on the comment section.
Yes.
Comment below. I've always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Subscribe.
Please.
Comment below.
Hit the subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
Subscribe,
I don't know what are the other tropes and stuff. But
I don't watch enough of that.
Yeah, please subscribe, guys. I want to keep doing this and I enjoy it. So
what's your YouTube at?
It's like Nicholas Fernandes, I think, or Nick Fernandes, I think. But like you just search out Outside the Party if you want to see the link to link in the bio, 100%. All right, well, thanks for doing this, man.
Hey, dude,
all right,
no worries,
I'm gonna hit stop on here.
What are you saying today?